T-Bone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
What was it today you guys did where I said something and you both said, I want a full list or something?
Full description.
A full description.
We want a full field of dreams.
Look at each other, there's like a full description, and they start busting and blabbing, and Ted and I are just like, what
T-Bone,
happened?
take care of this family.
Arnold's here now. Take care of this family. Get to the chopper. If you build it, they will come.
Featuring Panama Ted.
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall.
I love a good, thin meat.
And a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore. Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Well, that's inaccurate. That entire intro
Inaccurate?
has to go right in the trash, right? That's what has to happen now. Just throw it away.
You said that word the way Mike Gundy
Inaccurate.
says
Inaccurate. I said inaccurate.
3/4 of it are inaccurate. And the editor
That
who
put
let
it
it
out
out is garbage.
Hi, I'm T-Bone. He's Timmy Hall,
Bone.
the guy, Common Man, who usually is here. He'll be back later. So just yesterday was the big end of Common Man and T-Bone in afternoons. Common Man and T-Bone are still going to be on the radio, just on different shows. Common Man stays in afternoons with you, Timmy. I move to mornings with Tyvis Powell. That starts on May 12th. So we had the big show yesterday. People dropping off gifts. My parents came by. Lister Fawn and Derek both came by and brought us a cake. Angela Pace came in and sang us a song.
That was cool.
You, Timmy, went out and drove across town, braving traffic all over the freeways of our fair city. People
You may see some video of a move that I made.
in a red minivan.
trying to get back to the 670 exit. Oh, dang, man. I missed my turn. I got the pizzas here.
Yeah, you
Gotta
brought,
get it back
you
to
brought
the
us
station.
Torita's Pizza
Yeah,
during the show.
I was listening to the whole Angela Pace deal, so
Oh,
I was
it was
very
great.
entertained while I was out picking up the pizza.
That was very nice. What a nice surprise that was, right?
Just a
real nice surprise.
Nice surprise.
So thank you all to all of you who sent messages, who sent nice words, those of you who said go to hell, whether meant in jest or for real. I'm just glad you're listening, and I appreciate all of you who care about this show. So the plan going forward, as you know, is Common Man and T-Bone is over. Mike and I did our last show yesterday. However, I'm going to be on in afternoons for like today, tomorrow, and next week. And then May 12th, I switch over to mornings, just a hard stop, just Friday, leave
Stop
at 6
the
p.m.
telegram. Full
Monday,
stop.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
So I won't be the last voice you hear on Friday before it's all said and done next week.
I will.
You will be.
Yeah.
And then next Monday, that's when it all starts for me. So here's what we have going on. Today it's me and Timmy. Panama Ted's still here. Don't worry. No one's gotten fired. No one's leaving.
I'm doing good, Mike.
Thank you. It's
great.
Can't even
Great.
mention. I mean, there's so many
We
things.
can't be without that.
Listen, we're taking this seriously because we are moving. I'm moving. You're moving into my spot with your ping pong riches, I guess. I don't know. Anyway,
By the way, I'm sorry about that.
yeah, you should be.
I'm sorry
You should
for
be.
using the ping pong table to take your job throughout the years. That is what everybody thinks, so let's just call it that.
You know what, Timmy, you were really working those ping pong balls. Isn't that the phrase?
There's a little love right now. There they are working those balls.
That's what you were doing.
You got to take care of the balls.
Yeah. I can use that one. This one I can't play.
Hello, I've accidentally painted a gentleman's sausage on a storm
I've
drain.
lost that one.
That's right. You get sacky.
I get sacky.
We got dongs.
Yeah, you got
Right.
dogs.
You're going to see Graham, Cox. I mean, they're all just going to be like, hey, I got him. No, I got him. I want that sack.
That's mine.
both.
Because
Cox,
this one we can get both.
Fletcher Cox, and
Fletcher
I want
Cox.
that sack.
Yeah, that's right.
That's both. Shared.
But then this one from the Holt Man.
They got
it's
their
all me.
hands on a lot of balls.
That's mine. So today what we're doing is, we're doing a show. We're doing a show tomorrow, all that stuff. You will have a few shows if you would like to hear myself and Tyvis Powell. Tomorrow, we're going to do 3 hours. Monday, we're going to do 3 hours. Tuesday, Thursday next week, you're back in with me. And then Wednesday, Friday, Tyvis is back.
More
with me.
Tyvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting a little bit of a flavor of that so you can sample the wares for that show But today it's just you and me, Timmy, hanging out, having fun.
It's sort of like it's just a show now. Like
that's the
show
thing.
open is there, the rejoins are there, but
but there's no segments.
I'm just filling in.
We've retired all the segments.
I'm just filling in.
If you say
featureless.
If you say my guy to me, I'll have nothing for you because we retired that.
You could still,
I mean, I'm never going to turn it down.
My guy
fills in the cracks and gaps.
Perfect. Oh, Scratchy.
Scratchy on the
Fix
Scratchy
it,
on the
Ted.
gaps.
Come on.
Scratchy on the gaps.
What do you do back there?
Does this? I don't know if we ever. Did we ever talk about this? I don't think we did with Mike. I was like, can I even say his name now? Because we're done. We're split. We're not even. No. We can't even talk of each other now. It's the line is clear.
The bitterness.
That's right. We have to create the rift.
He's gone.
We have to create the rift.
There has to be one. Maybe that's the storyline to take us through the end of the year.
I'm going on 60 Minutes with my new girlfriend, and she's going to yell at the producer whenever the conversation veers away from Mike and I's relationship.
Your girlfriend would have to be negative 24 for this to really make a lot of sense. For it to really hit.
All right, hang on.
The way we'd like it to hit.
I feel like I'm about to do some
young enough.
I feel like I'm about to do some Steiner math on you. Yeah, because we'll talk about Belichick's girlfriend. We got a lot to get to today, by the way. There's no segments. We're not doing Fat Boy Food Tip is dead. It's over. It's done. We're not doing that. No Degenerate T-Bone. Dead.
Nothing.
Done.
Nothing. You want to talk about something? I'm not talking.
We're going to do Backpage just because it's an easy way to end the show. So we're going to do that.
Sure.
That's just pure convenience.
The music plays.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
fine.
Tito can come in here and just say Backpage hit it.
That'll be great.
Yeah, be fine. Tyvus will be in for crosstalk.
There you go. That's great.
So that'll happen. Tito might be as well because he'll be here.
We do have some updates on Bill Belichick's girlfriend. I have a story about how Russia may accidentally kill you next week. And I will say
probably on purpose too.
No. This one would not. If this happens, the thing that's in the news today, that's not Putin's fault. That's no one's fault. If this happens next week, and then one of the most high-profile coaches in sports is a giant baby. We'll talk about all that and more. But
a real human baby.
Yeah, this is one I'm still confused on in the sound bites. I don't know if I can use this or not.
Chubby time.
I mean, that feels like that's not balls related.
No, it's not.
No. So, okay.
It's chubby time.
Right. That's right.
So you can use it now.
Yeah, but I
Get him in.
I got all the flares, though. I do have these.
I've wrestled in North Korea.
Those are mine. And we're going to very strictly adhere to these rules. There's no breaking the rules.
Of course not. Yeah.
None whatsoever.
Because we'll be listening all 3 hours to make sure.
I'll tell you what. It was so crazy yesterday. I didn't even see a lot of news, so I had to go catch up last night because we were just busy here with all the stuff about the end of the show. And then I caught up on some stuff, and I saw some things. I did see this morning that Scotty Scheffler, which he's the defending champ of the whole thing, right? But Scotty Scheffler is going to be out at the Memorial, so great that he's confirmed.
Right.
You're going to do Jack?
No.
Why don't you try? Just try.
You going to steal that from Common Man?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? He's not here.
That's terrible.
It's great to have Scotty.
The thing is, Common Man is never going to talk to Jack. You talk to him all the time.
I will.
You will talk to him at least a few times a year.
I might interview Jack,
and then that's going to get back to him. And now you're in trouble.
That's not going to get back to him.
Oh, it's going to get back.
If it does, he'll think it's funny. He'll ask to do the impersonation.
I'm going to email him and say, "Sir, first of all, congrats on the win. It's great.
What win?
November. Don't worry. Then I'm going to say, sir, I want to tell you it's going great.
I don't know if you meant the court case, the pending litigation on getting his naming rights back.
No, I'm going to say,
that was a thing.
Sir, Timmy Hall.
That's Golden Bear to you.
Who shoved me out of my position.
I'm sorry.
Unceremoniously.
Yeah, I know.
Timmy Hall is impersonating you on the radio. I think you should be aware.
This is unbecoming. This is golf. Not a rock concert.
I'm going to tell him you also have tattoos on your knuckles.
Tattoos
on the knuckles. They're bad.
I agree with you. That's probably the best word to hear Trump try to say.
Tattoos. I just love it when he says it. It's like tata and ooh. I hear tata, I go ooh, tattoo. Send you to El Salvador.
You see the numbers? They're right there. They're right there on his knuckles.
It's my guy.
It's got to be.
Tattoo. All right.
Mecca.
We're unhinged.
Buga.
It's going to be a little of that today. The NFL, though, has gotten unhinged with the prank calls. So many prank calls, you might call the NFL the Jerky Boys. If you get that reference.
Not the Hardy Boys.
Not the Hardy Boys.
No, they're good, clean boys.
And not the Hardy Boys with a Z, which is the guys in wrestling who jumped off ladders. The Jerky Boys. If you get a Jerky Boys reference in your mail, get a prostate exam because you're probably old enough to get one. But we'll tell you about what's going on with the prank calls. The latest on the NFL prank call epidemic next. It is the afternoon show on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware of some slowdown due to an accident that's blocking the 2 right lanes on westbound 670 at Neal Avenue. And we've got a 10-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the west side between West Broad Street and 315. This report is sponsored by Kosai. Unofficial Galaxies opens May 10th. Calling all Star Wars fans to Kosai. Unofficial Galaxies opens on May 10th. One of the largest Star Wars fan collections in the world, with iconic characters, legendary ships, costumes, and so much more. So get your tickets now at kosai.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Spring into a new vehicle at Crown Automotive Group of Dublin. Luxury, power, and adventure, all waiting for you. Explore our vast selection of exquisite Mercedes-Benz, the all-new rugged Ineos Grenadier, and the powerful lineup of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. Crown Automotive Group in Dublin is proud to be the only dealership in Columbus awarded a J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence Award for the customer sales experience. Visit Crown Automotive Group of Dublin on Perimeter Drive in Dublin or online at crowncarsdublin.com. Crown Automotive Group, the better way to buy.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My guys and gals at Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. They are your Central Ohio dealer for Weaver Barns. They are the leaders when it comes to getting a barn or structure for your property. Maybe you need a garage, a little tiny one, or one with living spaces and a workshop and everything. Get a garage so nice you could live in it. That's what I do. I live in my garage. No, I don't. Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. Or go to AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Promo code LIVE in your garage. Not really.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at scattered showers and storms throughout the day today. Some of those could be strong to severe, especially this afternoon. A 10 TV weather impact alert day will be in place, so make sure you're staying weather aware. As we head through tonight, storm chances eventually start to wind down, but they come back for tomorrow. Could see a stronger gusty storm, but those chances will be smaller for your Friday. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Their BMI is higher than their IQ. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Inaccurate. Afternoon show. He's Timmy Hall.
It's inaccurate.
I'm T-Bone. Common Man and Timmy Hall starts May 12th.
It's just a show for now.
It's just a show.
Right? It's afternoon drive.
It's just a good, clean show.
It's pretty cool. It's a cool show.
Cool show.
Funny show.
Funny. It's a funny show.
Yeah.
So no segments. I mean, there's segments, but no benchmark things today. No degenerate T-Bone. That's dead.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
We're
starting it up.
We're always this could be Costanza's grand plan. Everybody's doing something. Everyone's doing feature here, feature there, feature here, feature there. Start this hour that. Start that hour this. Let's do nothing.
Yeah. A show about nothing. Has that ever worked?
Ted told me I had to do a read.
Oh, go do your read. Let's make your read happen.
Yes.
Make it happen, Timmy.
You know that I love my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. Common Man loves his friends at Tri-State Men's Health. So does Tyvus. All of us do. You know, there's this little issue, though. There's this little dreaded two-letter acronym, ED, Ed. Ted, right, Ted? What does he sound like? Mm-hmm. Yeah, good timing.
Sure, yeah.
Well, you want to get the right treatment for your specific medical situation when dealing with erectile dysfunction. You don't just want an okay experience. You want an amazing one. ED can be a terrible condition. It causes stresses in relationships. It creates anxiety, undue hardships on a man, and often on their partner as well. Yet many men might suffer for years without seeking treatment. Imagine that. Say no more. See Tri-State Men's Health. Go to tristatemenshealth.com. Start poking around the website there. I should have said that differently. They've got treatments with success rates well over 90%. And locations right here in Central Ohio, easy to get to, Westerville and Hilliard. You can have lunch with fish when it's done. And the best part about it, the initial consult is completely free. It's a limited time offer, so schedule it today. Say goodbye to your ED issues. Ha ha. That's right. Visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Very well done, Tim.
Thank you.
Good job. So prank calls in the NFL. NFL draft. We had a lot of those where guys are sitting around waiting. The obvious one.
We know the high profile one.
Yeah.
$100,000 fine.
What is the guy's name?
Because of your
Olbrecht?
Just call him Jax.
Yeah, but
I think it is. Yeah.
Is it Olbrecht is the defensive coordinator for the Falcons?
Ulrich or Albrecht, yeah.
Something like that. And Skeet Ulrich. That's
Skeet,
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty good in Scream. Don't know him in anything else.
Had a moment with the Little John song, I believe. Lil John.
Yes.
Skeet. Yes. Anyway, that's good. What? I just said he had a moment with the song, and then you start singing it.
Skeet.
They played it on the radio.
That's the clean version, right?
I think so. I don't know. I think that's just the version. I think that's just what's out there. Anyway, the Atlanta defensive coordinator guy, right? He got fined $100,000.
Yeah.
Falcons got fined, what, $250, $200, something like that?
Yeah, more than that. It was $250, I think.
Yeah, it was an amount that was similar to what one of the teams got fined back when they broke like COVID protocols during all that.
Mm-hmm.
So fairly serious infraction for the NFL.
It's for the breach of personal information.
Yeah, because
those
you're not supposed to pass those numbers around.
Yeah.
So in either case, we know about that one because that one was on video and the idiot sent it out there and everybody saw his face. And I just still think Dad is probably paying for college for that guy. That guy's going to college, I think in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area somewhere. Sounded like a smaller school. I don't know if it's a private school or not, but it sounded kind of like an elite, nice private school. I'm guessing tuition's not cheap at that place, and now you tack on another $100,000 to the bill. Son, better learn how to get the FAFSA out because you're taking out student loans. You can call up old Fannie Mae or whoever you got to call.
Right. Speaking of acronyms for you, FAFSA. That's the one that you're going to want to learn. Yeah,
that's right.
He's a sophomore running back for the Barry College football team.
He's a player.
He's a player. He's a football player. I don't know if he's a good one.
If I were dad, you wouldn't be playing this year. I'd say, hey, why don't you sit out this year?
Take him. You'd make him sit out.
I'd make him sit out football year. Yeah. Did you think that was fun to mess around with an act? By the way, that guy's in the draft. You might think he sucks. He's going to the draft. You're going nowhere. You're going wherever I let you go as a dad in the NFL who gets you the job as like strength and conditioning lackey at like 8 different teams until you figure out what you want to do with your life.
It's honestly so embarrassing.
That's what I would be telling him.
There's so many different things to look at here because clearly the coach of the Falcons, he's been making an NFL type salary for a lot of years, right? So the money, a lot of people are just focusing on the dollar amount. And of course, for most working class Americans, if you ever got hit with that kind of a fine, that would devastate your entire family and your future.
Financial ruin for most people, right?
Yes, that's the term I'm looking for. Financial ruin for you. It's not necessarily that for this situation. I haven't looked up what Ulbricht's salary has been, but being a coordinator in the NFL, our coordinators at Ohio State are now above $2 million per year. So I would imagine they're kind of similar there. It's still $100,000. And it's just the fact that you would do something like that would embarrass your dad. It's not that you're just embarrassing yourself. It's that you're putting someone else's ass on the line, and it's your own father.
Yeah.
And unless you had some kind of horrible relationship with him that made that a little bit easier for you to deal with in your mind, you should feel really, really awful about that.
Just an all-time, and I know all people made mistakes when they're in college. Yeah, they do. They usually don't cost their dad $100,000 in that mistake. But if you do, guess what? Probably some punishments and or restrictions to your access to the bank account come about as of that, I would think.
And you're right, though. There's a lot of, if we gathered all the dumb stuff that young men and young women did in college, maybe just the act of prank calling someone, just like that, is somewhere like in the middle. Like no one got hurt, right? Start there. No one got physically hurt.
It's the idea that
risk of anyone physically getting hurt.
It's the idea that you're right.
But I'm not saying that makes it better. Here's what
I would. I know you're not. Here's what I would equate it to for people who are saying that. Like, well, what's the big deal? Maybe you don't like Shedeur Sanders. You think he's a douchebag, right? You think he's an over-entitled a-hole, and you are glad that he got prank called. Okay. Would you think it would be okay if someone prank called a groom or a bride on their prank called? They went in and said, "Oh, hey, I'm your photographer," and then like knocked over the cake at a wedding. Right? Like that's a harmless prank. There's no, what are you out?
You're destroying something in the process, right?
Well, I'll bring you another one. But you still you stress this person out on their big day. Let's say you have a real cake. Like, I can't imagine doing that to someone or any type of prank on like a wedding day, graduation from school, moments like that more people experience than
these are like
the NFL draft.
Like the awful type of April Fool's Day pranks where people just don't get how to do it, where you kill off someone's grandmother and then say you're just kidding. And think that that's somehow funny.
Those are some kind of
make
friends.
Somebody's heart drop. Yeah, like that's not cool. That's not right.
This is not to excuse away what the Falcons' son, the Falcons' defensive coordinator's son did, Ulbricht, whatever, Jax. But he was not the only one apparently making these prank calls because,
of course, that guy's got to be named Jax with an X.
What a douche name.
Like Sons of Anarchy
unless it's your name, then it's a great name. And I'm sorry if you thought I was referring to you. I'm referring
Jax,
to
J-A-X, and you're cool, then you're fine.
You're cool. Abdul Carter got a prank call. Apparently, it was from Lawrence Taylor saying, "You could have my number." Just kidding. I don't know, but that's either way.
You're past your prime.
Drew Rosenhaus said that because that's his agent, and Drew Rosenhaus said we knew it was a prank. We didn't even tell his family that he was getting the call because we figured it wasn't real. Drew Rosenhaus has been around the block a few times, so he knows probably where the calls are coming from, who the right people are. But still, you see a number, you're waiting for a call, you get it. It's got to make your heart leap for a second. Kyle McCord said he got a few prank calls, too, before the Eagles drafted him. He said, I got a few prank calls from 609 numbers and 215 numbers. Those are both Philadelphia,
Philly.
New Jersey area codes. So he said, when I got the 215 phone call, I was thinking it was another prank call. But then he picked up and it was actually Howie Roseman on the line because he went to the Eagles. The Eagles did pick him. And it was thought that was where he might end up, apparently. So that was part of what he said he experienced, was getting the multiple calls. How's the number getting out there? Now, maybe not everyone had the phone like Shador had. Shador had a separate phone set up just for this. Probably most of the people who got prank called, they just had their cell phone number out there.
Yeah,
and I'm sure any number of people
spent so much money on his setup, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he spend a lot more money than what the whole value of his initial contract is going to be?
I've seen
or maybe
numbers.
Maybe his first year's salary.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, that was a pretty elaborate setup for that draft party to have that kind of a fall. But yeah, typically it's just your cell phone.
We used to do prank calls at the radio station I worked at, back at the Christian radio station. They liked us to goof around and have fun. Oh, yeah. And so I took that as license to do prank calls. So I would call up like car rental places. I called one place up once, and this is so dumb, but it actually ended up being, it got a laugh because the person was good.
You guys are doing prank call bits and recording it and playing them back?
But here's the thing. I was so green in this business, I didn't realize when you hear a prank call on the radio, that's usually like it's actors or it's people they know. They call them, they say, hey, pretend like I'm calling a car rental place, and then freak out when I say this.
We just need to record something that sounds like it's on the phone. You and Mike have done that through the years.
Sure.
Doing bits. Yeah.
I would call real places, and then that was not good. But I eventually got one.
And record people that did not have a knowledge that they were being recorded.
That was also not good.
Right.
Don't do that. However, and then afterwards I would say, hey, I'm with the radio station. Do you mind if we use this?
And if they said, hell
yes,
no, this is embarrassing.
You'd be surprised.
You suck. We're going to sue you.
I did one where I called a car rental place, and I pretended that I had left my prosthetic arm in the trunk of the car. And they said, "Oh my gosh, okay, we'll go check."
Like the guy from The Fugitive.
Yeah,
because it wasn't me; it was the one-armed man.
That's real funny, right? To make fun of that. I was back in my day when I worked at the Christian radio station. I was like the worst human being. I feel like now that I got away from that, I'm a much better person.
What's the big deal? It's a prosthetic. No one.
Well, here's
no
the
one's really
thing.
without an arm in this case. I mean, someone is somewhere, but you're just making it up. Who cares?
Here was my yuck thing. They said, "Okay, how soon do you need it back?" And I said, "Well, I'm a champion bull rider, so it's kind of important." And that's when they were like, "Get out of here." And then I played it up, and I kept them going for a little bit.
You could just use the other arm.
You need the one for you got to put the arm up so you can show the judges. Look how much you got to use it for balance.
Yeah, but if you don't have it, they're not going to let you ride bull?
No. I don't know. Maybe there is.
Are they not letting a one-armed man ride bull
not.
because he can't put a second hand above, like, does it have to be above the shoulder?
Timmy, you had to be there. It killed. It absolutely killed with the youth group kids.
I guess
the youth group kids thought it was the funniest thing you've ever seen or heard, I guess.
No, I'm glad they enjoyed it.
One of Bill Belichick's best friends is worried about him. I'll tell you who that is next. It's Man and Bone. No, it's not. It's the afternoon show on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for some delay due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on southbound 71 on the south side at Greenlawn Avenue. And stop-and-go traffic is causing a 20-minute delay on southbound 315 between Lane Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Custom Air. You're not just a homeowner. You're also an air conditioner that only works sometimes owner. You need cooling built and tested to keep going. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard. Visit CustomAirCode.com for your estimate today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Want to learn about Pick 4 from the Ohio Lottery? Okay. Pick 4 is a daily draw game where you pick 4 individual numbers between 0 and 9 that can be played straight, where each number must be drawn in an exact order or box where they can be drawn in any order. You can win up to $2,500 on a 50-cent bet. Learn more at OhioLottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want to go back to the radio? Okay.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. "These windows were great." Oh boy. For about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have you road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Extra large, extra stupid. This is Man and Bone.
It's T-Bone, it's Timmy Hall. Man and Bone. Final show was yesterday, but I'm still here. Be here in afternoons until next Friday. Monday, May 12th, all the new stuff. We have Timmy Hall jumping on to Common Man and T-Bone. There we go. Common Man and Timmy Hall, Monday, May 12th. Mornings will be T-Bone and Tyvis. Then you will have Morning Juice on the HD3 and YouTube. Streaming live.
And then on 10 TV Plus from 10 to noon.
That's right. And then Brandon Beam will be hopping onto the Buckeye Show every night at 6.
Right.
So you'll still hear
also,
him.
it really, May 12th is the day.
May 12th
May 12th is the big day where all the things you've been hearing about, all the things we've been talking about, boom, they're going to click into place.
Yeah.
Then it'll all be better once we sink into things.
So apparently, I maybe I should have known this. I didn't know this about Charles Barkley. He was on the broadcast last night talking about his relationship with Bill Belichick.
Oh, no, he was, I think he did the Dan Patrick Show.
Oh, okay. That's he said it there too.
That's where at least I saw those clips. Well, of him talking about Billy Boy.
So he said he is concerned for his great friend Bill Belichick after the Jordan Hudson interview. Well, I mean it's Bill Belichick interview on CBS, but that was the one where Jordan Hudson, Belichick's new girlfriend, jumped in a few times and said, "We're not talking about that." It was Dan Patrick Show where he kind of laid this out in full. He said, "I think he's got to be very careful right now. This is starting to be a very slippery slope." And he talked about he's the greatest coach and all this stuff.
Yeah, he's been a good friend for a long time. And this is what, he's also saying and being very clear about it, how I don't like to discuss things like this.
Yes, he said multiple times.
But then discussing it.
He said, I might actually reach out to him to make sure everything's good, but I'm concerned from what I'm hearing. It's not a good look. I'll admit that. This is all about, the new girlfriend. Not new. I mean, they've been dating for a few years now, but the age difference is vast. The amount of influence she seems to have over his career is also interesting. And you know what? Who are we to judge in the sense of if two people hook up and decide to start dating, and of those two people, one of them makes a lot of money and is very powerful, but they say, you know what? I want you to be a part of that now, and I want you to have some say in my career. I mean, that is certainly, it may be questionable, and certainly I think we've all had a friend, Timmy, probably, who have had a relationship before marriage, right? Where you see someone dating someone, or maybe they get out of a bad situation, they date someone new, and you're like,
sure.
I'm not sure about that for you, buddy. Like you try to step in and offer some help, but you can't push too hard on that because you don't want to overstep the friendship.
Or overstep the bounds there. But this is to a point where you said, who am I to judge? I think a lot of America is judging just fine. I think
right.
they feel just fine doing so because we're not the only ones saying it right now. Charles Barkley's going out there saying it right after he just broke his own rule of not getting into people's relationships. It's amazing that anybody wouldn't think that this is a story. Like, this is becoming a fascinating story, and we've been, rolling on with the Buckeye Show. Every night at 7, we talk general college football topics. We get a little outside the Buckeyes and hit the rest of the sport. We're trying to see how far it could go this week with fresh details and updates to this saga, right?
Yeah.
And we hit all 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty easily. And then I'm sure Tito will have some stuff tonight because there's more out there about the real estate holdings and how she's apparently.
We can get into that.
Yeah.
It's I have the details here. So.
$8 million in this portfolio and how long or whatever?
Well, here it is.
Within months?
Jordan Hudson is 24 years old right now.
She's a 24-year-old young woman.
Right.
It's not to say that you couldn't be a tycoon at that age, but come on.
They met they met, according to them, in 2021. That's what is out there. They met on a flight in 2021. So quick math tells me 25 minus 21 is 4 years ago, right?
On a flight,
So-
huh?
so-
was there any more about that flight?
Well, that was where he autographed her like textbook. Remember, and put like a little note in it, like congratulate. Like she was reading a textbook. He said, "Oh, what are you reading?" And then they struck up a conversation. That's how they apparently met.
I'm thinking like he fell asleep and he was drooling on her shoulder.
Maybe. I don't know if that's the way you
Like
land
on the flight.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Or maybe she looked over and said, "Oh, there we
She
go."
looked over and said, "Oh, you know
This
what?
one's not long.
Oh, I think that's Billy Boy."
So Jordan Hudson, she's 24 now. So they met in 21 when she would have been, what, roughly 20 years old. In 2023, so 2 years ago, that would have put her at, what, 22 years old. She bought not one, not two, but 3 Boston area homes for about $7.5 million combined in these properties. The first one, she apparently 2 months before any of that, she bought a $600,000 cottage in Cape Cod. So,
and she listed that as her home address.
That's where she listed it that she lived.
Yeah.
Then 18 months after they started dating, she bought all these other properties. So she bought most of these properties. I won't give you all the details because it's kind of boring, but they're all multifamily units in Boston that are rented out. And the monthly income on these things is tens of thousands of dollars that is just from the rent. Now you have to upkeep these things. You have to pay for all that stuff if you're a landlord. But so she spent millions of dollars to buy these properties, and then these properties generate revenue. The point being is that's great business if you're 22 years old and you figure out a way to get $8 million to get these properties, generate some non-traditional income for yourself. That can be very lucrative down the road. Obviously, it seems kind of coincidental that happened while she's dating this guy who's worth, at the time, $20 million a year.
Oh, man. I'm wondering what the entire Belichick family is saying and doing on a daily basis, the conversations that are being had and what's happening, what they think is going on with his will, which obviously is a crazy lucrative one that a lot of people in the family care about. Do you know what it was that was sort of the tip of the iceberg of why it was June in 2024 when this first publicly was revealed? It's because she's rolling up to cheerleading practice in a $75,000 Porsche.
Right.
That's when about it happened.
Well, so just on that timeline, that's when people started figuring out that they were dating. What they didn't know was that she had bought all these properties a year earlier. But they had been dating by that time, probably, right? Now, what's also interesting is she bought a couple of these properties in December of 2023. Remember Bill Belichick? Remember he did the draft a couple years? It was during COVID. Remember everybody was at their houses? Remember Vrabel's kids were like goofing around in the background that year with COVID?
Oh, yeah, he had the dog kept coming into the frame, right?
Well, remember Belichick was at his house, and they were showing him at the kitchen table.
Right.
And it was like the first time we saw, like, oh, Belichick has a house? He doesn't just live in, like, a football film room? Like,
he doesn't live at the facility?
Well, the woman who was with him was his longtime girlfriend. Her name is Linda Holliday. They broke up in September of 2023. December of 2023, Jordan Hudson's bebopping and scatting and buying all the properties in Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
In Boston.
It's what I'm saying is, apparently, there had to be some overlap here, is all I'm trying to point out.
Oh, there's some overlap.
We also found out more about Jordan Hudson's family. Her mom and dad apparently owned a fishing operation up in the New England area.
Okay.
In the year 2000.
As you do.
It went bankrupt in the year 2000, which to my knowledge would have been before she was born. I think, if she's 24, and this was 2000. Anyway.
Shout out Conan.
Their fishing operation went up, belly up. So they went bankrupt on that. And so what does her mom... So if you're wondering, like, well, maybe she has all this money from... riches that her parents had. Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe they built some other business since then, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. What her mom does right now is she works in a town called Provincetown on Cape Cod, where she manages a sex toy shop and museum. So she is the manager of that establishment.
I would have thought like a museum for something like that would be in Las Vegas, someplace like that.
Well, you know what,
not a good clean town like Provincetown.
Shame on you for thinking that in old Cape Cod they don't.
Let's get that out of town.
You have to think. Cape
I don't
Cod,
want that in P-Town.
Cape Cod was one of the original areas where people, European settlement colonized here. I mean, could be that was where they started bringing over some of their sex toys from Europe, and then you may have artifacts there from like pilgrims, maybe a pilgrim sex toy in there. You don't know.
Pilgrim toys.
I do say. Did Aunt Dill make the trip? Oh, she did.
This looks like an old corn on the cob. It's rigid.
Right.
It's designed that way.
And what better place for that than a sex shop / museum for sex toys? And that's managed by the woman who is currently the COO of Belichick Property Enterprises, or whatever the hell the business is called. Anyway, this is one of the weirdest stories we've ever had.
All of America
about a pro sports coach.
I think we all know where this is going, and this is heading for disaster.
Where do you think it's going, Timmy? Do you think she's taking all the money and running?
I'm like the Eagles said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Eagles. Your guys. Definitely not Steve Miller.
Whoa,
$20.
Take the money and run.
I'm wondering, are you saying
I wonder
like
what's happening with the state of his job? That's the first thing.
Well, that's
because
yes.
we're looking at this from a sports sense, but there's so many other spiderweb angles that are interesting. But with him being the football coach at North Carolina going into his first year, and she apparently has too much involvement. You saw the other wrinkle of this too, right? Where she was the vocal one that didn't want any part of Hard Knocks. That's what's hilarious too, is apparently Bill will in some ways say he wants to keep like the private life out of this, or why they trying to talk about this stuff when I just want to talk about my book. You also want to have some college football version of Hard Knocks coming to your program, but she's been one of the vocal ones that tried to kill that project.
Yeah,
if you're
that's another thing to North Carolina, you want as much spotlight on the program as possible.
Sure,
you're a big program.
Perfect time to do a show like that.
Yeah, it's a lot that is weird about this. We're going to continue to look into it because it's. I every day now I have to set up Google alerts for Jordan Hudson, Bill Belichick, and just pray I don't see those Instagram photos of them doing yoga, because that was too bizarre.
What's it been like? What do you mean? What's it been like?
The biggest argument in the is NIL a good thing or a bad thing? I've got the biggest argument for why NIL is a great thing coming back in just a moment. It's the afternoon show on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should know that southbound 71's on-ramp from I-70 on the south side is closed due to an accident, so seek an alternate route. And you're going to hit a 10-minute delay on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Hamilton Road and 33. This report is sponsored by rrfoundationspecialist.com. A strong home is built on a strong foundation. Family-owned R&R Foundation Specialist specializes in sinking foundations, concrete slabs, leaning walls, and chimneys, waterproofing, drainage, and more. Get a free estimate at rrfoundationspecialist.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries. We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off of closing costs. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, and AI? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
This summer, something wild is coming to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens soon. Get closer than ever to Mexican wolves, river otters, and more in stunning new habitats. Experience wildlife and conservation in action. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
The Fan at 1460 ESPN Columbus is your radio home for Sunday Night Baseball.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. Call the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling today at 614-232-2222.
The Fan.
Hear that? That's the sound of saving a good deal more when you shop with M-Perks at Meijer. Some delicious blueberries, money saved. A creamy treat of cookie dough ice cream, that's money saved. Savings, savings, savings. Because every dollar spent is also 10 points earned in M-Perks, which you can use to save on your next grocery trip or up to $1 off per gallon on your next tank of gas. At Meijer, we work hard to help you save a good deal more for a whole lot less. That's bringing more good to life. Exclusions apply. See mperks.com for details.
Hey, it's Anthony from my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. And Rich and his team are ready to get you in a great new Honda this spring. Purchase or lease. He's going to make you feel awesome about your next vehicle and your experience. Grab a hold of this one, a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid Sport. Lease it for only $347 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles, and only $19.99 down. He's got rates as low as 2.9%. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Dumb. Very dumb. This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall, T-Bone here. The afternoon show. Common Man and T-Bone, final episode was yesterday. You can go find it wherever you get podcasts. Just search for Common Man and T-Bone. Soon, you'll search for Common Man and Timmy Hall. But if you follow the podcast now, whenever those changes are made, you'll still get all the podcasts right to your device, free of charge, all brought to you by our friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Timmy, we found out Provincetown, Mass., that is where the Toys of Eros... Eros? I'm not sure. That's the name of the sex museum and sex toy shop that Jordan Hudson, the girlfriend of Bill Belichick, that is where her mother works as a manager.
Right.
I tried to go on the website, and it said the website was down. I don't know if that's because it gets blocked by the filters here.
Might be some blockage.
Or it could be because everyone is also Googling it like I am after seeing that in the news and saying, where is this website? Where is this store? I like that their slogan that I saw here was the best sex shop in P-Town is what they say. So let them live. They are apparently doing God's work over there.
I will say
they're no Lion's Den, by the way, but I guess they're doing all right.
I will say the giant, Dave Wandstadt that is just plastered.
They had a wand. Yes,
it's an actual wand.
Like the size of a car.
Instead of a sign.
It was hanging over their store.
A three-dimensional wand is just outside the storefront, which just really, really sucks you in if you put it that way.
And what you do when you go there. You walk right in and you sing a song. That's right. That's
do.
The store slogan.
You do. Before you go on, one of the things that I think was great about yesterday's show for you is that it was the very last Man and Bone, and you guys were enjoying some tasty beverages. And I know Common Man loves to enjoy the Silver Bullet beer, the best beer of them all, a nice, fresh, cold, icy cold Mountains Are Blue Coors Light. And when I was listening back to the program last night as well, that's exactly what I do.
Oh,
I drink 3 a day to keep me strong, but I like to space that out. Right? I like to make sure I space that out so I can drink them responsibly. But just a perfect thing to do. You know, we're getting into the springtime when you're going to go out to a baseball game and enjoy, where you're going to watch baseball on the tube on a nice little lazy Saturday or Sunday. I like to watch some Sunday afternoon golf. I like to keep up to speed with what's going on in that sport. So the sun will beam in, and I'll crack open a Coors Light, or maybe I'll have one of those pint cans. Any way you like it. It's just tasty. Mountains are blue. Get yourself a nice cold Coors Light.
There you go. By the way, he gave me one yesterday, and I cracked it open, and I took a at-home swig. Not a I'm out at work swig. That was at like 2:15 in the afternoon. We were on till 6, but I realized I was like, oh, this is about 3/4 gone.
Like, oh, whoops.
I sucked that down, baby.
I don't like when I get the hankering for one, like, and it's after work, and when you have that at-home brew.
Yeah.
That is the best gulp, right?
It's great.
That's the best gulp in beer. Whenever you're done with your show, you drive home, you get home, you do the things that you have to do, and you sit down in your favorite chair and you relax, and it's like half the can is gone after that first sip.
That's right. The best argument for name, image, and likeness, in my mind, being a good thing that should stay around forever, is this story about Jordan Travis, which sucks.
How about that?
Story
Yeah.
does. Jets backup quarterback Jordan Travis is announced he's retiring from football after never having played a down in the NFL. He is the one who, of course, was the Florida State quarterback, led them to an undefeated season in 2023, broke his leg in a gruesome manner, was out for more than a year, right? He still got drafted, I want to say, in like the 5th or 6th round by the Jets.
Yeah.
But couldn't lead them into the playoffs. The Florida State got left out of the playoffs because he was hurt. And even though they were undefeated, they didn't have a chance to go play for a national championship. Jordan Travis, though, with that injury, I'm sure he got something for signing in the 5th round, but it's not the type of money you would have had if you were a healthy starting quarterback of a team that went and played in the playoffs, let alone if they had gone on and won a national championship. Who knows if they would have? He was also in the running for a Heisman. If he had stayed healthy, would they have won? Would he have gone back for another year? Would he have gone to the NFL? Don't know. And maybe he couldn't have gone back. Maybe that was the end of his eligibility. But the point I'm making is he probably would have made...
It was devastating. Yeah, like the amount of money that this guy lost because of the injury.
Yes.
It was massive.
Well...
It was a big deal.
And this is why when I hear about, oh, man, people complain about NIL, and I get it because you're used to watching college football the way you've always watched it. You're used to it being amateurs there, pros in the NFL. Got to get past that. But there's so much money in this sport. A guy like Jordan Travis, I hope he was able to cash in on some NIL, but that is why it's good that exists. If you can go out and make yourself $4, $5, even $10 million as a player who's successful and done some good things in college, you may never get that pro career because you just aren't that good, or because of something like this where we'll never know how good this guy could have been. We have no idea.
And we are just going into the phase here now where it's been NIL. It started as NIL, which everybody thought that would just be a lot of marketing deals that you could go out and garner just based on who you were. Like if I'm popular and if I have a brand and I can go strike some deals around town, or if I'm popular on YouTube, I can make money that way. Well, then, of course, it turned into their own kind of pay for play way with collectives, and we're just going to throw numbers at recruits or at people in the transfer portal. But now we're actually going into the house settlement being finalized, and there's going to be that $20.5 million budget, which will really be pay to play. You will be paid. But I also like the way you break it down. We know that number's probably not high enough.
Oh, no.
For what college football actually makes, what the TV contracts are. You talk about reasonable revenue sharing. It's like, you got to raise that up a little bit.
It's going to go up.
Totally fair.
It's going to go up. Switching gears. There's no way for me to tease this other than to say this. Russia may accidentally kill you next week. That's the tease.
Please don't.
Russia may accidentally kill you next week. Details next. It's the afternoon show on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for some debris that's in the left lane on southbound 71 on the south side after Frank Road. And we've got slower traffic on southbound 71 on the north side between Hudson Street and 5th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
If you haven't heard about Oakland Nursery's specialty decor stores, it's because your neighbor didn't want you to know where they've been finding all those hard-to-find items in their home. The Home Store in Dublin and Inside and Out in New Albany are two unique shopping experiences specializing in eclectic home decor and art. Discover items you won't find anywhere else, sure to make your guests envious. Love your home by finding inspiration at the Oakland Specialty Stores, the Home Store in Dublin, and Inside and Out in New Albany.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
This spring, celebrate the women who made you, raised you, and stood by you. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. For over 78 years, whether it's for Mother's Day, an anniversary, graduation, or just because, we've had the perfect gifts for the women who mean the world to you. At Diamond Cellar, you'll find timeless jewelry they'll cherish forever because every woman deserves a little sparkle. For all your spring gifting needs, visit Diamond Cellar on Selma Road and at Easton Town Center, or shop online at diamondcellar.com.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
All you gotta do is put on. Eric Church is back and bringing his unforgettable live show to Columbus. Eric Church Free the Machine Tour with special guest L. King. Nationwide Arena, Saturday, September 13th. Get tickets Friday, May 9th at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. His new album, Evangeline vs. the Machine, is out now. One epic night of music that you won't want to miss. Eric Church Free the Machine Tour. Live at Nationwide Arena, Saturday, September 13th. Get tickets Friday, May 9th. For more, visit ericchurch.com. Produced by Messina Touring Group.
I'm an old school Joe.
I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We've got a rainy afternoon of day baseball today in both Cincinnati and Cleveland. At Great American Ballpark, they're back from the weather delay, and the Reds have extended their lead to 5-1 in the seventh inning. Jose Trevino is 1-for-1 on the day with 3 RBIs, including a 2-run shot. In Cleveland, the Twins scored a pair in the top of the seventh to even the score at 2-2. They have gone into a second rain delay as they sit in the top of the eighth inning. A pair of Game 6s in the NBA playoffs tonight. The Knicks will face the Pistons in Detroit at 7:30. New York leads the series 3-2. Then at 10 o'clock tonight, the Nuggets meet the Clippers in L.A. Denver is ahead in that series 3-2. And we got 4 Game 6s in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. The Maple Leafs look for the series win in Ottawa at 7. The Golden Knights try and close out the Wild in Minnesota at 7:30. Dallas looks to close out the Avalanche in Colorado at 9:30. And the Oilers look to eliminate the Kings in Edmonton at 10. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Back when I was banging, this show slapped. Whatever the hell that means. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
No, you're not. That show ended yesterday. Common Man is off now through the end of next week. Timmy Hall is here with me. I am T-Bone. I am here through the end of next week as well in afternoons. And then, Timmy, you remain. Common Man returns, and it's Common Man and Timmy starting on May 12th, right here on The Fan.
I'll be here. This is a little trial run. This is the new spot. This is the chair.
How you feeling sitting in the 2 chair? You've been a 1 chair guy for most of the last 12 years.
I'm just going to try to add up. I'm just going to try to add up to some semblance of what you brought to the table.
Oh, that's
all I'm going to try to do. I'm going to probably get into bird watching.
Teddy knows. It's like, add up. What do you need to do? Hit a 1 on a calculator? That's all you got to do. We were in decimals. You get a whole number and you're good.
That chair's reinforced too. For you.
Yeah, that's right. I wore that chair out for you.
It's got the reinforced steel there.
I like
solid, rock solid.
I call it the Stanley 2 chair.
That's right. There you go. I like
little
it.
Tooch, little tooch
You're sitting in the tooch right there.
Did you watch the Conclave yet, Teddy?
I have not seen that. No.
I still need to watch it. None of us have watched it, but we all say we're going to. You brought up bird watching. I did have a bird. I had a bird watching moment today. I wasn't even attempting to bird watch. I was driving. So it's not a good time to bird watch.
I almost ran over some geese today.
Don't do that.
I didn't.
I mean, I
said almost. I'm
not a fan of Canadian geese, but yeah, let's not run them over.
Look at the little babies. You can't be crazy.
Little baby.
Hey, 29th year anniversary of that album yesterday.
I saw that. Now, I'm driving down Dublin Road, going to get some fine food from my friends at Sheets. So I get nothing to tell you.
Yeah.
I like a Sheets run. Like a Sheets run. I'm already up on my points. I'm already over the I'm maxed out already.
I'm holding on to mine. I'm not cashing out.
I'm going to find out if I can hit a level where they're like, you know what? Actually, you own one of these gas stations now. Here you go.
We're thinking about having a third Marysville location. So would you like to have it? Yeah, sure.
So I'm driving to Sheets. All of a sudden, my bird radar, where just with my eyes, I see a bird flying, and I'm like, bing, that's a big one. That's a predatory bird. That's not just some run-of-the-mill little, starling or something.
You saw our bald eagle.
I saw. Now
you seen
Timmy.
it?
I seen it, and here's the beauty of what I saw. Here's the beauty of what I saw.
We got a family nearby.
I saw. So there's an eagle pair.
Yeah.
That are nesting.
Right
off the river.
Yeah.
Yep, right down the road
within a 2-minute drive from our building.
Yeah. I'm on the Facebook group for these birds, and they are believed to be with a baby. So here's how they believe they know that is because the birds for a while, one would always be in the nest and would be they presume sitting on an egg. right? Now they are seeing the eagles come in with more food that they are then tearing up and seem to be bending down into the nest. Maybe they're just eating in a weird way, or maybe they're feeding a little baby. But no one's really seen the babies yet, there's one or more.
I want to get on the Facebook page and look at the bald eagles.
I will tell you. But here's the thing. So today I'm driving. I'm right by where the nest is. And I see the bald eagle come soaring through the wind, cutting.
Really?
Just soaring. And it was so low I could see in its feet there was some dangling, disgusting.
Oh, he had himself some food.
The eagle had gone hunting and was returning back with it looked like a small rodent of some kind. And let me tell you that
it could do better than a small rodent, though.
Well, I'm saying like a squirrel or something.
It's just a little snack.
Whatever it was. Yeah. It had it was like those earrings in Home Alone, dangly. It was
Big
just a
dangly
stuff was dangling. It had
whole shoebox full of rodents.
The eagle had its way with this creature and was returning to its nest. Probably
you got a good look at this thing.
Oh yeah, it swung right in front of me.
Did you have the binoculars?
No, it swung.
Just was that good of a picture.
It was maybe 20 feet above me,
20
or
feet
like in front of me,
right
but
in front
then
of your
like
windshield,
very low.
Man.
So of course I'm like slowing down. I'm looking. And I see it flying over the nest, and then
that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to Jay Taylor. I don't want to.
You're not.
I don't want to string bean you
Don't
here.
string bean me.
But I had a good close view of a bald eagle. I don't know if it's the same one.
Well, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them around
years
there.
ago. I don't know if it's the same mama and papa that have been in the nest there. People may be able to. There's a good chance a lot of you listening know of the area we're talking about, because this is right on 33.
Yeah.
And there's even like a little parking lot that you could turn off to. If you are a bird lover, go check it out, because there's a like wooden board there that has photography and postings about the Facebook group.
It absolutely does.
And oftentimes you can just gaze across the river and see their heads popping up in their 12-foot diameter, maybe 15, 20-foot diameter nest.
Those nests are huge.
It's far away, so it doesn't really do it justice, but you can read about how those nests are constructed and how big they are. It's fascinating. And I was leaving the Buckeye show one night, so it was dusk.
Yeah.
And so the sun was setting,
Good
and it was
lighting.
really pretty outside. Get a lot of beautiful sunsets when I drive home. And I'm hopping on that 670 ramp where it only exits one way. It's just the ramp that heads westbound towards Dayton. And this sucker was flying right over the overpass, and it was ready to do its dive down to the water.
Oh, really?
So it was, I think I was at 10 feet. And I jerked the wheel because jerky boys.
It's a big
bird. It's going to, whoa, America, whoa, may fall into the river, bird.
So former President Biden here to talk about the eagle?
Great. Just dove right in front of the windshield and clean right down to the water. And I was actually cheering in the car.
Let me tell you.
I did. I was fist pumping. I was like, yeah. This is why we have Walmart T-shirts that have bald eagles on a Harley Davidson with, with machine guns in both hands. That's America, baby.
That's right. I was sitting there. I saw one. I saw it once when I was standing outside of the post office, and I'm like, looky there. Nothing more, man. I'm sending a mail
and
with a stamp.
Wilford Brimley was there to tell you about it.
It was America, baby. America.
Oh, it's a bald eagle there.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah. If you don't know, the bald eagles are doing great. We got a lot of them around.
And I hate the Eagles.
Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, I hate them. Hate them with a passion.
Have we ever talked about this? I don't know. I got to say.
Talk about owls now? What?
No. I'm going to the football team.
Oh.
The Philadelphia Eagles deserve a lot of credit. And I wouldn't normally say this, but they deserve a lot of credit because it would have been so easy for them to join the league whenever they came in and say, yeah, team colors, what do you think they are? We're Philadelphia, 1776. We're the
first
Eagles.
Capital of the United States of America. Were they? Was it the first capital?
Well, one of
the
them.
USA?
New York was at one. New York was at one point. Philly was at one point. But they looked at that and said they could have said, of course our colors are red, white, and blue. Duh. We're the Eagles in Philly. Instead, they went, nah, son, green. And everybody had to just go, okay, they're green?
Green.
The green Eagles.
Not even gold?
What
Like
I'm
gold
saying.
and white?
They could have gone red, white, and blue.
Bald eagle?
How many teams are red, white, and blue, Timmy? That's kind of the default in this country when you don't have any other color scheme. The Texans, red, white, and blue. They came into the league.
Jackets.
jackets, but that's on the Ohio flag. But still, the Ohio flag, red, white, and blue. Why? Because we had no better ideas.
By
we
the
just
way,
went with that.
Two best flags in the U.S. of A. The Ohio State flag, because it's the only one that's shaped like a guidon. Like that's the only one.
What did you call that? I don't know what that is.
It's called a guidon.
A guidon.
That's the shape of the Ohio flag.
Cool.
It's the only one that's
Kenny-
in that triangular.
Kenny Guidon. My guy.
And the Maryland flag. Just with what
Maryland flag is
the
cool.
Maryland flag is just awesome. It's just great. But back to the Eagles naming thing. This is where I always said when the Commanders were changing their name 4 times in 2 years, they missed the boat on what they should call themselves. They had it right there in the bag. They just had to call themselves the Washington Americans.
Oh,
that's all they needed to do.
And they could have played that song.
Stick it to the Eagles. Stick it to the Cowboys for being America's team.
Yeah, you're the
in
Cowboys.
Washington, D.C.
We're the Americans.
You're the Americans.
Just like the series where they're actually Russian spies.
Sure.
Spoiler alert if you've never seen
You
that
didn't pay
show.
off on that tease, did you?
You know what? Next.
Hey, do it next.
Listen, on the afternoon show, sometimes we don't pay off on teases.
Sometimes
But we're
no.
going to pay off next. Russia may kill you accidentally next week. I'll tell you next. It's Man and Bone. No, it's not. On the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 270 on the east outer belt after Easton Way. And you're looking at a 5-minute delay on southbound 71 on the north side between Weber Road and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Before you start your day, UDF has already started making your breakfast right in our bakery. We've got buttery, flaky croissants baked before the crack of dawn. We're making fluffy buttermilk biscuits from scratch by the time the sun starts to think about rising. And before you hit your first alarm, we've piled our biscuits and croissants high with sausage, egg, and cheese right in store. So come in and grab a fresh one and let us make you a morning person. Fresh baked breakfast sandwiches from United Dairy Farmers. UDF, mornings made for you.
Hey, it's Anthony from my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. And Rich and his team are ready to get you in a great new Honda this spring. Purchase or lease. He's going to make you feel awesome about your next vehicle and your experience. Grab a hold of this one, a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid Sport. Lease it for only $347 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles, and only $19.99 down. He's got rates as low as 2.9%. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Have you ever told a friend
Oh, I'm fine.
when you really felt
Just so overwhelmed.
or sent a text
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
when you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and add considerable value to your property. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at scattered showers and storms throughout the day today. Some of those could be strong to severe, especially this afternoon. A 10 TV weather impact alert day will be in place, so make sure you're staying weather aware. As we head through tonight, storm chances eventually start to wind down, but they come back for tomorrow. Could see a stronger gusty storm, but those chances will be smaller for your Friday. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Best known for their contributions to the fast food breakfast world. This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is here. I'm T-Bone. Panama Ted's over there.
Yeah.
Jacob Reimer's in there.
Rhyme time.
Oh, yeah.
What a stupid shirt he's wearing
his North
today.
Carolina shirt today. Ohio State and North Kakalaka getting ready to go square off in the CBS Sports Classic.
That's right.
Coming
That's
up
coming
in
up.
December.
That's
More
coming
on
up.
that in a little bit. But, Timmy, you got to tell us about something. Go ahead.
I told you about our friends at Tri-State Men's Health in the first hour and how they are good at treating that two-letter acronym ED, old Ed there.
Right.
They're also experts in low testosterone therapy. Did you know that? Were you aware of that? Well, they are, and they're pretty good at it. You know, low testosterone, it can cause a lot of different problems. Low sex drive, that's not good. Then you can't go to the nice shop when you're in Provincetown and take a look around. We won't mind if you take a look around.
Oh, no, that's
bad.
Best shop in P-Town.
Right, yeah. Bad sleep patterns, maybe unproductive workouts, brain fog. More for me, it was just decreased energy getting to the end of the day. So you see Tri-State Men's Health, go to the website, tristatemenshealth.com. Take a look around there as well. You got the low T quiz. I didn't realize this, but you start losing 2 to 3% of your testosterone production every year. You're not getting it back. Before you know it, you just don't feel like the same guy that you were. So they can help. Quick little ACE shots, painless, easy. You feel that jolt of energy right back in a matter of hours or days. So you can go right now and set up the first consult. It is free. The TMPSA test, do it right now. It's a limited time offer, so schedule it today. TriStateMen'sHealth.com.
All right. It's time for me to pay off on my T's. I told you like
Russia,
half
right?
an hour ago almost. Yeah, Russia. The Russia may accidentally kill you next week, and this has nothing to do with Vladimir Putin or current world anything. This is from 1972. Something from 50 years ago. 53-year-old piece of space crap may come flying through the atmosphere.
Crap or crap?
Space crap. It's crap.
What's space crap?
It's crap in space.
Stuff
crap that's up there that doesn't, it's all trash.
I guess there's a lot of that, right? Because
There
whenever
is.
a rocket goes up, the rocket breaks up into lots of parts. I just watched Apollo 13 last week.
But some
Great
of those
movie, by
parts
the
come
way.
back down to Earth. Some of them go out. Right. It depends on
a lot of them you're into
orbit.
Into orbit.
It's already out there.
And you have to whittle it down to just the shuttle and the lunar module.
Yeah.
You got to say goodbye to a lot of those. What are they? Encasements, I guess you would call it.
Whatever. All the
That holds
stages of the rockets,
propulsion.
all that stuff. Yeah. So the lander section of the Cosmos 482 probe, launched in 1972 from the Soviet Union, It was sent to explore.
72.
Yeah, it's 53 years old. It was sent to explore Venus. Okay?
Yes.
So they wanted to probe Venus. And they said
going to make it all the way out to
it was going to, well, here's the
Uranus.
thing. No, that's a whole nother direction.
Oh.
You got Mercury, Venus, us, then Mars.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Then way the other way. You're talking
stupid.
way out there. No, that's fine.
I forgot that Saved by the Bell episode. Mavem Schnupp.
I forgot all about that episode, too.
God, that's Venus the other direction. That's
Yes.
the hot one.
Yeah, hot one.
That's the hot one. Getting
now,
hotter.
That one's all liquid magma on the surface.
Oh.
A lot of it, like 80% of it is of lava. So
fascinating.
What this thing was going to do was go to Venus. It was going to go through the Venus atmosphere, the Venetian atmosphere, I guess. I don't know. Anyway,
Italian, yes.
Yeah. The point is, it was designed to withstand extreme heat because Venus's atmosphere is very thick. It's going to land on a hot surface of magma. It had to be durable.
How are you going to make a heat shield that good?
Well, I'm not a rocket scientist.
How are they doing that?
I don't know.
It's Venus.
Well,
It's
here's
the sun.
Here's the problem. When they launched it from the Soviet Union back 53 years ago, it got out of our atmosphere, started its journey, and then blew apart. One of the rockets malfunctioned, and the lander has now separated from all that stuff. The lander is orbiting. The part that was going to
lander.
This lander was going to go to Venus. Well, now it's just been orbiting in a regular pattern around the Earth. Well, there are a lot of astronomers who track this stuff, and they have found, they see it, they seen it.
They seen it.
They saw that it is on a collision course with the Earth, and they say it's probably going to be May 10th or a couple days before or
That's
a couple
next
days
week.
after. Yeah.
That's before the switches.
Well, it could be literally the morning of the switch. We could have that all land right on our studios.
If this is going to affect anybody, it's going to hit you, my friend.
How do you know it's going to hit me?
Just because of the appendix and the diverticulitis.
I'm out there in Marysville.
You're mowing the lawn. It's not going to hit me because I got the magic mower. I got the mower that just goes and goes and goes.
You have no problems.
So I don't do anything to it, and it protects me.
That's beautiful.
I'm good.
That's beautiful.
Man, this is crazy. So we need to get Bruce Willis or somebody to get up there and
get
up there and take care of the problem. We should have this in the bag.
The annoying thing about this is they're saying it'll hit sometime next week, not sure when or where. Don't know. And I'm like, well, how did you track it 99% of the way? And then the last part, you're like, oh, it could be whoopsie daisy. I don't know. What are you, UPS tracking this? Like, it could be there tomorrow or Thursday or Sunday. I don't know. It's sometime. We have no idea when it's going to get there. The other part of this, because I thought, well, all right, if it's going through the atmosphere, meteors and stuff go through the atmosphere all the time and they burn up, right? Space rocks go through our atmosphere. They burn up because of the friction. They're traveling at thousands of miles an hour. This thing will be doing the same thing. It'll burn up in an instant. Wrong. They're saying it could withstand the heat because it was built to withstand the heat. That's what they built it for with the 53 years ago in Venus. So they're saying if it could hold up in that, it could theoretically hold up entering our atmosphere. Depends on how badly it was damaged. So there's a chance this thing could make it through, not burn up. It weighs 1,000 pounds. It's not nothing.
It's destruction.
It's large enough that it could do some damage.
It's broken, so there's not going to be any kind of deployment of
No, they can't communicate with it. It's all, this thing's just it's just going.
I would just there has to be some technological way to get up there and have this crash in a certain spot, where it could be in the water or in the mountain somewhere. And then I want the Dave Matthews Band to be there at the Gorge or something where he'll be playing Satellite. Satellite in my eye, winter's cold, spring races. I want him to be singing Satellite.
He's not
as this thing in the background just goes down, crashes, and then
crash into me. Why didn't he play that too?
Going crash
Satellite and then crash into me, and then
perfect.
Ants marching will be the only thing left because the ants will be the only thing that survive this giant collision. By the way, POD has a song called Satellite. You could have brought that up.
No. How does that one go?
It goes, Satellite. That's the whole chorus. They just yell that. I can't sing it. I'm not Sonny Sandoval.
I'm not that deep into POD.
I'm not from the 619.
It's got to be every day is a new day. I thank God for every breath that I take.
You don't know anything about the fundamental elements
That's
of
POD,
Southtown.
right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, of course it is.
I won't take it for granted.
Did you ever hear Southtown?
No.
Here in the
not that one.
Southtown? Man, you know that kid don't play?
I don't. That kid don't play.
Down in the streets?
Billy
Will
the
I
Kid.
see another day? No.
Oh, man.
The fundamental elements of Southtown. The Brown album.
He's just riffing.
Fantastic. Full color. Go look that one up. Rip your face off.
Melt your face.
Not like this Soviet spy. Well, not spy. I don't want. Sorry, Soviets,
You know what?
Russia. If you're listening, I don't know if it's spy. I know it's going to Venus was what the plan. The plan was.
I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be all right. I think this is a lot like the Mayan stuff. Like we're getting prepared for some disaster. Somebody, Bill Gates, will get on it. You know, send a computer code up there. Jeff Goldblum, whoever. Like they'll go up. They'll get this thing figured out.
They're not.
They'll let
they're
it
not saying-
land
there's
safely.
there's no code. It's all.
It's all ball bearings, Bone.
You know
Like,
who's in charge of that? The former Mary Sue Coleman, the former president of Michigan. That's who's in charge of all this stuff.
The great coaches that we have at Michigan.
That's the only one sending a signal up, and she's trying to do it with a vodka spritzer.
Were you ever, as a boy, like, did you ever get gaga over the idea of space? Did you ever go?
Sure.
Did you go through that phase?
Oh yeah,
like, yeah,
loved the
Wanted
idea.
to go to space camp or one of those types of things, or be an astronaut.
I mean, I was 4 when the Challenger disaster happened. So then that
1985,
7, I think.
Oh, I thought it was right after
6?
I thought it was right after the Chicago Bears won their Super Bowl.
Oh, so maybe it was 85.
I thought that was sort of like
then I was 3
the mile
and a half,
marker.
4. So I think right when I would have started getting that, it was
Which
like
would have been 86 then, right? Because the
that'd be
85
dangerous.
Bears, January of 86.
Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in that range. All I'm saying is that kind of did put a damper on little me. But then when I was 10 or 12, I was like, that'll never happen again. And I was like back in. I was like, let's go. I wanted to go to space camp, all that stuff. You had a big space thing you had to.
I did. I guess I didn't, but I appreciate it and I love watching movies. I did make the mistake as a dad when Jack was not quite old enough. You remember when they brought out that documentary of a lot of never before seen footage of, I guess, what was the mission that actually landed on the moon? I keep thinking in terms
Plenty
of
of
Apollo 13. I'm talking about
the original one?
I'm talking about the original. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
talking
know.
about Neil Armstrong.
That's when I just called the Neil Armstrong mission. I don't know what the
maybe
name
Apollo
was.
8, possibly.
Sure.
I should know that, right?
Let's say it
things we
was.
should know. Well, they
It was the
did,
Apollo Creed.
It
I
was
believe
the
is what
Creed
that's
mission.
what they wrote the mission statement on, was the Apollo Creed.
I thought it would be fun to take my 5-year-old boy to the movies to watch that, and there was just absolutely no interest because it wasn't dramatized enough. It was just, but I thought
just a bunch of dudes with buzz cuts and
But it was-
short sleeve shirts smoking heaters, just doing calculations.
in space, though. I mean, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really neat.
Oh,
And
I'm
then
sure it
actual
was. I'd watch that.
Actual fake footage of landing on the moon. It was just great.
I feel like
I'm kidding.
Little boys go into the same phase of they like war stuff, they like space stuff,
Jets.
Yeah,
I think I wanted to
jets.
be a fighter
Yeah,
pilot
planes.
more than an astronaut.
And then
to
you
be
become
honest.
like a grown up and you're like, that's all kid stuff. And then you get in your 40s, 50s, 60s. Somewhere in there, you enter back into one of those realms where you're like, oh, yeah, war stuff is fun again for me, or planes are fun for me. And then you try to buy a plane, or you try to go to adult space camp.
I've flown a plane.
You flew a plane? Okay.
I've flown a plane.
We buried the lead. We're going to talk about that. I had other things planned, but we're going to. Timmy Hall, pilot Tim Hall, will enlighten us on how this went next. It's the afternoon show on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to find traffic is stop and go and causing a 15-minute delay on eastbound 33 between Refugee Road and Bixby Road. And traffic is slow on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between Westerville and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV. RCD RV's open house is May 3rd through the 10th, and they have over 650 RVs in stock. Visit RCD in Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, you can save on fresh medium avocados or delicious honey mangoes. Just 69 cents each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Yes, we tried unplugging and then plugging them back in. It didn't help. This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. I'm T-Bone. Afternoon show rolls on. Teddy is here as well. Coming up later tonight, Buckeye Show, 6 p.m. That is with Jeff Tito Thidoff and Tyvis Powell, correct? Timmy?
Absolutely.
And then tomorrow morning on Morning Juice, you've got Austin Ward. He'll be there along with at 7:30. AJ Hawk will be there at 8:30. Bishop and Friends are having Tim May in. He'll be there at 10:30. Check in with him. It says tomorrow, by the way, on this show, T-Bone and Tyvis. We're gonna do our show together tomorrow. So
will you do Tool of the Week? What do you think?
No.
Feature's dead.
Feature's dead.
Feature's dead.
It's over. The show ended yesterday.
And then Tito and Dane Sanzenbacher.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow night on the Buckeye
Dane
Show.
Sanzenbacher.
Sanzenbacher.
You seen old John Gruden out there now?
Oh,
he's opening boxes with stuff.
How about the stuff that he got from?
I want
tell you what,
boxes.
man. So many great players going to Ohio State Buckeyes, man.
He gets boxes from Georgia State. He's getting them from. Oh, he's gotten them, dude. Timmy, it's like a 50-part series on TikTok he's doing, and he doesn't know how to open a box to save his life.
I guess he did his time.
This man won a Super Bowl. Yeah, he's done his time.
I guess that's like you go through the societal cycle.
You go through the sending horrible
you're gone,
emails.
You're out. Yeah,
you're out, and then now
no matter what you did or what you said,
now you're back.
If you're a certain level of fame, you just sit it out, and then Barstool gives you a job, and you're back.
You're back.
You're just back.
But now you're getting
your
boxes
shtick again. Yeah.
Now you're getting boxes of stuff.
Garrett Wilson. Chris Olave.
Oh, he just was naming them left and right.
Just named 100 Buckeye.
That's what he does.
It was honestly kind of funny. Like the video is kind of funny.
The video's good.
He's just
does
naming Buckeyes.
I was watching him. What was he? The other one he did the other day was for Georgia State, and he's naming guys left and right from Georgia State.
Was he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, clearly he's doing research. He's doing research.
You got to. Yeah.
He's coming in and he's just naming guys.
I'll tell you who though, and this makes sense because of what he does. And other shows here on the station too. I think Bishop and Friends, they talk to Phil Steele when it gets to that time of year. We've had him on. It's been a while since we had talked to him on the Buckeye Show, but in the past we had, and we would just pick a very random team, and like Georgia State, but we would try to make it a little bit easier and pick a Big Ten team. But still, this is without knowing, not having any prep time, but say like Maryland, a team like that. And he would name the starting 22, which I think is pretty damn impressive.
That's insanity.
Even for a college football guru to remember all of the starters.
Insanity.
Like what's in his own magazine.
Yeah.
Because I'm flipping through that's the funny part. I'm in your magazine, give me all the Maryland Terrapins that you can. And he's just not just naming the players, but giving me lots of detail.
That's insanity.
That's encyclopedic, that kind of stuff.
So tell me about pilot. What are you talking about? You weren't a pilot, but what do you mean you flew a plane?
I'm not a pilot. I'm not even the level of the pilot that Cousin Eddie is in Independence Day, right? I'm pilot. Not like that. But for a gift one year, Sarah got me a little flight time package. I don't know what you call the gift. Fly a plane.
Okay.
Come fly a plane. And so we went to the Don Scott Airport. That's where this thing was out of, the Ohio State Airport. Don Scott, the field up there. And I want to say that this was like a Cessna, like 162 Skycatcher. Like
sure. I know exactly what that is.
A light sport aircraft. I'm talking about the smallest of planes in existence.
Sure.
And
yeah, just like the tiny private plane that someone gets.
If you know of one that's smaller than that, which I just said, it was likely that one. Because this plane actually did have a parachute that could deploy in the event that something went wrong. But it's a single engine prop plane.
Okay.
And I'm going up there, obviously, with an instructor. The guy that I was up there with had some age to him.
Okay.
Like had seen some things, had some life.
Okay.
He's in his 70s probably.
Okay.
Like young 70s. So
that's
it's playing through my mind. Like, just what would happen if my guy here had some kind of issue and it was either up to me to land the plane or die. Like,
and he said, hey, I got to go after this. I got to go to a gala with my 24-year-old girlfriend and then run North Carolina football. So
he actually just
we could wrap this up.
He actually just parachuted out the side door and left me with the plane.
That's good. Glad you landed it.
We got to fly around Muirfield Village Golf Club. We're up there in the northwest part of town. It was a gorgeous day. And yeah, obviously I got the controls to this plane for 45 minutes to an hour of the flight.
Wow.
So I'm literally just flying around the Dublin area.
And this guy, and they let you do this.
That was the whole thing. Like, they're right there to take over. You know, you've got the double controls.
Yeah, both of them work.
Both seats, it's the same stick. So it's just like, get both hands on it. He'd tell me, like, if you want to veer left or veer right, like, whatever. Like, controls are yours.
Oh,
go
man.
Go where you want to go. And when the time, I mean, we're not going to go too far away from the area here. So when the time is right, we circle back, we land it, and then the
what if you just
done. It was 2 hours
straight up on it, and we're like, we're going to the moon, baby.
sky.
We're just going to see how high we can go.
We're going to see what we can do before we can stall this puppy
We're
out.
going to choke
How's
this
that sound?
engine. Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to see what we can do.
What'd you say? How many engines? One? Let's try to kill it.
Yeah, I you know what? Now that you say that, I actually have heard of I know that there are some local airports like that. Maybe at Don Scott they do this.
They do. They got to do this.
Where you can take like a kid can go up and do that as like hey, if you would like to learn to fly eventually.
When you say kid,
like a 10-year-old.
Imagine you think 10?
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it. I saw a friend of mine
goes up with an instructor.
A friend of mine took their kid, and now that you reminded me of this when you said this. They have a program where they were doing this for like a year. It was like every few weeks they would go up and they would learn a little bit more about it. The adult flying the plane is obviously landing it, taking off.
Right.
But they go through all the checklists of how to check the plane. Mm-hmm. And then if at some point you turn 18 or whatever, and you've got the money to go try to get a pilot's license.
Right, and go take the classes.
Yeah, you can go from there.
I will say, I wasn't sure when I got the gift, I was like, I wasn't really ever thinking about that. But once you do it, you get it.
Mm.
It was cool.
Oh, I would love to learn how to fly a plane.
It was just a Cessna. Obviously, you're not flying a jet up there, but it was just thinking about it right now. Like, I hadn't thought about that in a long, long time. It was really neat. It was a really cool experience.
I went through
I would
a phase.
do it again. And then I was researching after I got down on the ground what that would be like to try to get a pilot's license. Imagine that. And me up there, taking off on my own, landing on my own, and not dying.
Timmy,
that would be something.
I bet you could. I believe in you. I bet you could do it. You have to get access to a plane, and you need a lot of hours before you get all the. But yeah, man, I'll tell you this. I have had when I was in high school, I used to go out to the airport to CMH, Columbus Metro, and now you can't. They have like a cell phone lot, but they used to have a lot right at the end of the runway.
Love that cell phone lot
where you could park at the end of the runway and just have planes come right over your head and take off right over your head. And I would sit there after school.
What are you, Garth and Wayne?
Absolutely,
that's what they would do.
I loved it.
Right?
I would sit out. I loved it.
Hey, man.
I might have like an hour or two between like when school ended and when I had to go to my job. And so I would just go park over there, grab a sandwich, and just sit there. I would.
Look at you.
I did. I had that.
Just watching the planes. You should play golf at airport.
I know.
I still have not ever played there. And
let's go.
From what they tell me, it is as close to that airport as you could possibly get.
It is.
And there are low-flying jets
where I used to park. was right across Hamilton Road from that. That's
the
exactly
course.
where I would park. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would sit there, and I had like a little sunroof in my car, and I would open that up and watch the planes come in.
I looked into it. Obviously, it's not the cheapest thing ever to try to go through all those classes and everything, and I would have been incredibly nervous, and I'd probably bump into Harrison Ford up there.
Yeah, and then he'd run, and he'd knock you out of the air.
Crash into each other. We'd have no wings. I'd be dead.
If you got a plane, I would then request that we go 2 places to watch sporting events on the plane. Like, we fly out to Indy, let's say, to go to the Indy 500.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
We're just going to fly our plane.
Just fly your plane over.
Out to the Noblesville Regional Airport.
Absolutely.
We'll take it down there, park it.
Now, I don't know how you get from the airport. Now, I guess you have to Uber or rent
to a car rental place.
Yeah, right. And you go from there. Anyway, now I'm... Let's get this. I want to make this happen. You're going to be my pilot.
But Teddy, by the way, was Tom Cruise actually flying his own plane as well? I think he, in addition to Harrison Ford, flies. You saw Maverick, right?
Travolta, I know
Travolta's
Travolta
a pilot.
flies. He lived on a place where you could fly a 747 or something like that.
He can fly one of those?
Yes, he has his
What?
own.
Wait, John Travolta has a
Teddy, am I
Boeing
lying?
747?
Am I lying? He has something like a 707 something. He's got a
It's something
jet.
big, I ain't seen that.
He's got a big old jet.
Yeah, Am I right, though? I would imagine with Tom Cruise doing the stunts that he does, he's flying that plane in the end of Maverick, right?
He may be. I know he
it's
likes
like
to...
a World War II refurbished plane that him and what's her name are flying.
Yeah, I think he prefers to be on
the
outside of the plane, though. So he's
a badass.
Yes.
And he's crazy in real life.
He is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, a former Buckeye is getting some career advice from an all-time legend in the NFL. We'll discuss this next. It is the afternoon show on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 15-minute slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side between Miller Avenue and Bryce Road. And we've got a 5-minute delay on westbound 670 from Leonard Avenue to Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by Erie Insurance, celebrating 100 years of protecting your family's most priceless moments. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance. ErieInsurance.com. That's ErieInsurance.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Grocery shopping is a good deal better with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more participating items. Save big on everything you need for a complete family meal, including assorted Meijer frozen vegetables, select varieties of Campbell's condensed soup, Meijer pasta and pasta sauce, and Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Family-friendly meals and low prices. That's the happy shopper good life at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money breeches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My guys and gals at Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. They are your Central Ohio dealer for Weaver Barns. They are the leaders when it comes to getting a barn or structure for your property. Maybe you need a garage, a little tiny one, or one with living spaces and a workshop and everything. Get a garage so nice you could live in it. That's what I do. I live in my garage. No, I don't. Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin, or go to AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Promo code Live in Your Garage. Not really.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Spring into a new vehicle at Crown Automotive Group of Dublin.
Luxury, power, and adventure, all waiting for you.
Explore our vast selection of exquisite Mercedes-Benz, the all-new rugged Ineos Grenadier, and the powerful lineup of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. Crown Automotive Group in Dublin is proud to be the only dealership in Columbus awarded a J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence Award for the customer sales experience. Visit Crown Automotive Group of Dublin on Perimeter Drive in Dublin.
Or online at crowncarsdublin.com.
Crown Automotive Group, the better way to buy.
Did you ask about Pick 3 from the Ohio Lottery? Okay, Pick 3 is a daily draw game where you pick 3 individual numbers between 0 and 9 that can be played straight, where numbers must be drawn in an exact order or boxed where they can be drawn in any order. You can win hundreds, and wagers start at only 50 cents. Want to learn more? Okay, go to OhioLottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
No Desmond Howard death wishes since 2012. This is Man and Bone.
Afternoon show here. Timmy Hall is in. I'm T-Bone. Panama Ted's over there. The new shows, all of them on the station, start May 12th. Monday, May 12th. Mark your calendars. Take a day off work. Take a day off school. Whatever you got to do. That is Tyvis, T-Bone and Tyvis starting in the morning, 6 to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, May 12th. That is me and Tyvis Powell. Then, of course, Bishop and Friends stays the same. Rothman and I stays the same. Then you will have Common Man and Timmy Hall, 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, starting on May 12th.
It all begins.
Buckeye Show with Brandon Beam will be after that. In the mornings as well, Morning Juice will remain. Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thidoff will host that show on 97.1, the HD3, as well as our YouTube channel and 10 TV Plus. The re-air will be at 10 to noon. So make sure you check into any and all of those. Let me pay up on these teas, Timmy, and then we have to get back to
pay off on the teas. We got to go back to planes.
Plane talk is taking over the show today.
Do the teas, and I want to go back to Jets. Like boys talking about things that they love.
Will Howard drafted by the Steelers. What was that? 6th round, 5th round?
6th round.
6th round. Yeah.
Yep, last Buckeye taken.
That's right. Ben
Hate to see him in that uniform, but he's
I know.
Seems to fit him well.
Ben Roethlisberger says that he needs to understand, and I would tell him this: you don't have pressure. There's no pressure. You should go into this thing with the mentality of I can play free. I have no pressure. He's saying because you're not like 1st round pick, you're 6th round pick. No one's expecting anything of you. My only argument to that would be, well, yeah, Ben, but I think all the players put pressure on themselves because this is like what they want to do with their lives.
It's what you want to do.
I'm sure he does feel the pressure. It's okay. Anyway, there you go. Ben Roethlisberger said, don't feel any pressure. Will Howard, good luck. And you know what? I wish Will Howard all the success in the world. As soon as he bounces out of the Steelers organization and goes somewhere else, I will be rooting for him to be awesome. Just not while he's a Steeler, because I can't handle that.
What you brought up right there, it brought me back to, I was watching a really good golf documentary, and it was about the 2008 United States Open. This was at the end of Tiger Woods' dominant run in the sport. And people remember he had a famous battle with Rocco Mediate, who was a well-liked guy, had not really been he had maybe won a couple of PGA Tour events, but was not a major champion. And in the doc, it had Stevie Williams, Tiger's famous caddy, right, that he had for many of his major championships. He had a line about how, Rocco's got no pressure on him. Like it's all on Tiger right here. Like it's all on him to perform. Right. And the comment got back to Rocco, who was also on cam commenting about it as they were showing highlights. And he was like, what is he talking about? No pressure. It's like, this could be my one shot to win a major championship.
Sure.
Tigers won 14 of them. And I was like, I completely agree with you. It is way bigger and way much more important for someone like you to actually walk through that door. And he couldn't get it done. And Tiger won that on his shredded up left knee. And that's how it goes. I look at that for Will Howard. Just because you're a 6th-round draft pick doesn't mean, it's okay if I don't make it.
It's internal. It's all your family and friends knowing you got your shot now, and they want to see how you're doing. Right?
Yeah, I'm there, and I'm in a spot, really, that needs a quarterback. So
I know what he meant. But also, there's different pressure when you're in the Super Bowl and you're the starter and everyone's asking. Lamar Jackson feels slightly different pressure than Will Howard. I get that, right? But let's also just be clear that everyone's got pressure, and it's a little odd. It's fine. I'm just saying, don't dismiss it. That's all.
Hey, speaking of Pennsylvania athletes, I know this guy's from Pennsylvania. The chat threw a good one our way. Big aviator, one of the most famous sport. I'm in the sport of golf still.
Yeah.
And the chat threw this one out here, and I was just looking up some photos, and that it was right. I'd forgotten that this guy flew. Arnold Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Big plane
pilot.
guy?
Yeah, just
Didn't
looking at his collection and jets, too. He owned a Learjet, 5 different Cessna Citation jets, and his last plane was a Citation X for fans of aviation that know what that one's like. I assume that's a dual-engine jet.
I don't know.
These are not just prop planes, these kind of Cessnas.
Well,
it
either
says
way.
it's an aircraft with intercontinental range.
Beautiful.
So
now that's your big boy right there. That's what you want.
and he's got the logo and the umbrella on the side of his planes.
How boss is that,
man.
right?
What a great logo.
Yeah.
Sneaky good one.
Kevin said, I was saying, you said you went up with a pilot and got to fly the plane as part of a program.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, I thought they had this for like kids or people under 18 anyway. Kevin says the program is called Young Eagles. Local Columbus chapter is EAA 9. So if you look up the Young Eagles, you can find out more about this, I guess. But they do this at different airports, yeah. Craig says the airport golf course is definitely worth a play. I bet it is. I mean, I don't play a lot of golf, but just to be there as all the planes are coming in, I would want to check that out for sure.
There's maybe an off-the-cuff fan outing in that could be like the Jet Invitational. Hey. when we get Jet Greaves out there.
Jet Greaves.
Yell, Jet!
Yeah. Jet Greaves, when he takes us to a Stanley Cup next year, he's going to make 49 saves in the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. And then to celebrate, we're all going to go play a round of golf with the Stanley Cup out there. That's going to be awesome. The airport golf course.
Jet! Woo, woo, woo. We're going to do that. It's going to be fun.
Multiple people confirming as well that, yes, Travolta has his own plane and lives in a fly-in community in Florida. Cruz was flying his own plane. This is from Jeff Rimmer's Middle Half.
Yes, he did fly. It's a P-51 Mustang at the end of Maverick.
Teddy, are you a planes guy? I know you like a lot of just, Tom Cruise movies. You like a lot of stuff, involves lots of things that seem to be adjacent to aviation. Do you like planes?
Yes, I do like planes. I like trains. I like automobiles.
What about
I like those 3 things too.
What about a P-51? You know about the P-51 Mustang?
Mustang, yeah.
One of the best planes of World War II, right?
Yeah. It's badass.
Those things are awesome. I'm just saying, if he's flying those, that's pretty cool. That's an old plane.
That is, yeah. It's classic.
I once got to go up in a World War II era plane when I worked at the Christian radio station. I went to Dayton, to the Dayton Air Force, the Dayton Air Show, not the Air Force.
Yeah.
Dayton Air Show out there. They brought us out because it was part of the media. I didn't get to fly with the Blue Angels, which... Fat.
You got to
fat.
I was going to say,
fat.
We got to get down to where we're like in this narrow cockpit.
I'm not in fighter pilot shape. I haven't been trying.
I know they take media members up in the Blue Angels, though.
Well, they took me up in one of the. It was actually, I want to say it was one of the Axis Power planes. It was not. It was not an ally plane.
Not
it was
an
not
allied
a
forces.
like U.S. or France. It was a plane that I think it might have been a. It might have been a Japanese Zero. I could be wrong.
Wow.
I don't remember which one it was, but it might not also have been an actual Japanese Zero. It was probably a plane that was mocked up to look like that. Whatever the case was, it was
recall though. The Mitsubishi A6M Zero.
I watched Tora. I know a little bit about the planes, but
that's a Pearl Harbor plane.
Yeah,
right there for sure.
Whatever the plane was, I was in the back seat. They obviously had a real pilot in the front seat, and this thing. Timmy, I'm telling you, they slide the little like greenhouse glass over you, and then that's it. You have like a seatbelt.
You're just sitting.
And I'm just, and I mean, I'm in a plane that you can tell is from World War II. And then it goes up, and I'm up there for 20 minutes. They're flying around. They were wingtip to wingtip with other World War II planes flying in formation. I'm just sitting there. And meanwhile, I get in this thing, and it feels like if you've ever gotten in an old car where you're like, well, I hope nothing hits us because this isn't a lot of material.
Right.
That's what this was. I'm just
I can't imagine how loud it was.
Oh, it was great. I mean, you have headphones on.
You got to have headphones on, but it's probably ringing your ears.
It was like having your own personal NASCAR race in your front yard. It was just like, good Lord, this noise. But that's what those guys flew. It was insane.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, but terrifying to be in a plane that's that old. It's one thing to be, because I think the way my mind is operating is this is a single engine plane. Terrifying that if something happens to the one engine, what are you doing? We're relying on gliding or the parachute?
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, how does the parachute in the back work if it's coming down? Does it just bam right into the ground? The nose goes down, but it just lessens the blow and we're going to be fine? I don't know how that works, but World War II plane, you're talking about something that's 70 years old. Hope it still works fine. Hope we checked all the parts.
You can actually, you know what? I think there's a video of it on YouTube. If I find it, I will tweet it out. Because there was video of this back almost 20 years ago when I did this.
In-dash video.
I took the video. They gave me like a video camera and I was up there with it.
I think Rothman has one of him driving an Indy car.
He does.
It's on his Twitter account.
If I find mine, I'll send it out. The Schott, we know, is a terrible place to watch a basketball game, but Diebler and Bjork said they have a plan. We're going to find out what that is. No more plane talk.
Let's go.
No more planned plane talk next. It's the afternoon show on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 670 at Neal Avenue. Police are on scene, adding to the holdup. And we've got slower traffic on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 315 and 71. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell air conditioners instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey, it's Anthony. You know what the slogan is at the Good Feet store? Good feet, good life.
Friends have asked me, how are my personally fit arch supports different from the inserts and insoles they can buy online or in department stores? There are big differences. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to provide me firm yet flexible function. What does that do? They actually help correct poor foot biomechanics, which leads to providing me long-term pain relief. I was also the guy who thought, well, if I buy good shoes, my feet won't hurt. It wasn't a bad thought. A lot of people think shoes are always the problem, when in reality, it's often the foot that goes into the shoe that's the real source of discomfort. When I got my personally fit Good Feet arch supports, my feet felt stabilized. The pain and discomfort went away. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people just like me discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring champions of faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, two-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to lifesearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring champions of faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit lifesearch.com today.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have your road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We've got a rainy afternoon or day baseball today in both Cincinnati and Cleveland. At Great American Ballpark, the Reds scored 9 runs on 9 hits as they defeated the Cardinals 9-1. Cincinnati and St. Louis split the 4-game set. The Redlegs will begin a 3-gamer at home tomorrow night against the Washington Nationals. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, the Guardians and Twins continue to wait out their second rain delay of the afternoon. When play does resume, it'll be 2-2 in the top of the 8th inning. Got a pair of Game 6s in the NBA playoffs tonight. New York is at Detroit at 7:30 as the Knicks lead the series 3-2. Then at 10 o'clock, Denver is on the road against the Clippers in L.A. The Nuggets lead that series 3-2. And we got 4 Game 6s in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. The Maple Leafs look for the series win in Ottawa at 7. The Golden Knights try and close out the Wild in Minnesota at 7:30. Dallas looks to close out the Avalanche in Colorado at 9:30. And the Oilers look to eliminate the Kings in Edmonton at 10. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
The only thing harder than common man's arteries is T-Bone thinking about a red-bellied woodpecker. This is Man and Bone.
4 planes we found out in the last half hour or so. It's T-Bone, Timmy Hall there. Afternoon show.
Afternoon show.
Common Man and T-Bone, no more. The new stuff starts May 12th. It is Common Man and Timmy Hall in this spot, 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, starting on Monday, May 12th. T-Bone and Tyvis, that is in the morning, 6 to 9 a.m. We will hope that you will listen to both and all of our shows here on The Fan. Tons of fine programming here on The Fan. So the Schott, we know it's a terrible place to play. Not because of, the fact that the fans who go do their best, but there aren't enough of you that are going consistently. And more importantly than that, the ones that are there, you're in a building that's far too big for most of the attendance of OSU basketball. Poorly designed for basketball. The Schott is not a great place to play. They can't really do anything about that, Timmy, except Bjork and Diebler are trying to.
Looky here. There's not a lot that I ask for. I'd like to hope that maybe in some small part, it's people like me and others. You too. The two of us together have talked about this a lot. I have been on this for a long, long, long time about Buckeye basketball and trying to restore this program to where it could get to. And when it comes to, look, you can't just snap your fingers and all of a sudden you're recruiting top 5-star talent. That takes a lot of groundwork and a lot of time to do. You got to win first and maybe then the recruits come. You also can't just snap your fingers and put 19,000 fans in the building because that's what it holds. The fans are going to be somewhere in line with where the program is. But it's like you're saying, it doesn't mean that because there's not 19,000 fans there that it can't be a good environment. And I have been yelling and yelling and yelling for a long time about do something about the configuration. While you have the arena.
Spot on, by the way.
I don't want the arena, but I think we all understand that's what we've got.
Yep.
And I hope when the time is right, you can simply move on from that arena and use the money to build something new and awesome that's smaller, but that captures the essence of something old, but with all the modern bells and whistles. Maybe that's using the seats from St. John Arena, the classic wooden flip downs for some of the premium seating there or whatever. But to hear that Jake Diebler and Ross Bjork are getting the message now, it's a starting point. We'll have to see if things get put into in action. But in an interview with The Lantern, good on student journalism, right? This is Jake Diebler talking about the Schottenstein Center atmosphere, saying it's going to get better. I can say that. I'm really excited. Ross and I have been working closely, and he's invested a lot of time and energy in raising the level of the atmosphere in the Schott. I think that part is great. There are some things, and I don't know how much I can share, but there are some things happening that are going to be new and exciting. There are going to be changes within the Schott that will help raise the atmosphere. I like to hear it.
Well,
Not specifics right there, but he's saying right there that they're doing some things. They have some plans.
Here are the changes that need to happen for me, for the Schott to be a more effectively used building. Okay. Number one, I don't care how you do it. I don't care what little stipulations you put in the season tickets. There's all kinds of things when you buy season tickets that are like, you can't do this, you can't do that. If you do anything in the Schott, we own the rights to it. If you commit a crime, it's all your fault. If you do anything awesome, it's all
there's
ours.
Fine print galore. I know what you mean. Where are you getting at with the first part?
Put that in there that says, if you buy a ticket in the lower bowl, just know that doesn't guarantee your seat for every game in the lower bowl. Also, if you buy one in the upper bowl, it doesn't guarantee your seat in the upper bowl. What it does do is guarantee you're not going to sit in a worse seat, but you're not going to sit necessarily in that same seat every night. Because there are going to be some nights, if you buy an upper bowl ticket, where we're going to put you in the highest row we can of the lower sections.
Well, isn't that better, though?
Yes,
you're just talking.
Yes, but I don't want a booster who's got, and I don't blame them. They're like, I pay for courtside seats, or I pay for these club level seats, and now I see a guy who's sitting usually up in the 300 level. They moved him down for this game. That's BS. Too bad. Sorry if you don't like that. Get all your rich buddies to fill up that lower bowl, and you won't have this problem.
How would anyone even have to know about that? That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is,
you're talking about maximizing.
You know, people will complain about that. They will complain and say, "Why do I have to pay this price? Then fine, buy all 300 level seats and then move them down for all the games.
Whatever. That's a step. I agree with you.
The point is,
that's a step
put
that
it
you
in
just
the
have to
fine
get beyond.
print that if you're in the 300 level, they're going to move you down, and if you sit in those sections, sometimes there's going to be people sitting next to you who aren't normally there. Deal with it. That's number one.
Honestly, there has to be a way where you can get ahead of this to where you don't really have to change it last minute like that. I think your data and your research is going to show for which types of games what is the setup for the arena.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. Yes.
I think they can have two configurations for the arena.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of this could possibly help out and ease up if hockey gets their own home. That's something that is long past due.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
yeah. That's on the ADs before.
Yeah, Ross, if you're listening, that is a thing that is long past due. I know you're just getting here, but it's ridiculous that men's and women's hockey have so many things that can actually kick them out of their own home. You have the men's hockey team that's going into the postseason and they get kicked out of their home arena
for a wrestling tournament.
For wrestling. And I get that. Wrestling should have a You should be able to do things like that, but it can't come at the cost of kicking your own men's hockey team out of their building for a playoff team that should be there.
To your point, Tim.
They need that. And the women's team is too good to be practicing on an ice sheet or playing their games.
They play their
on a
games
practice
at
sheet.
the OSU, like the OSU Ice House, which is like where students go to skate whenever they want to go ice skating. Like,
there's a
that's
concession
fine.
stand bar where you can get popcorn and rent your skates right next to where they're winning national championships.
Right.
It's just it's
but you know
cool
what?
And it has some essence to it. But come on,
the hockey programs deserve that anyway. But then you also, like you said, now you don't have to have we have to have an amphibian ice sometimes, basketball other times configuration.
Right.
Then you can do a little bit more with that lower bowl and maybe remodel that a little bit in a few years. And once you build the ice rink, you have to do it.
We've kept talking about if you still have the Schott and it's massive size, there is a place in Austin, Texas that UT men's basketball built, the Moody Center, which figured out a way to have two separate configurations. And when they have the smaller version, they made it look awesome instead of not just having black cloth up there covering that level. They have LED boards. They have I don't know if they're actual screens, but they can reflect stuff off of that so it can play the elements and make it vibrate and make it dance a little bit, make it look good. Yeah. And then you're bringing all your fans down to the lower level and boosting that sound and boosting those acoustics and bringing people closer to the action.
I agree with you. There are ways to do it. It's the whole point of this.
You just have to do them.
I'm excited to find out what Ross Bjork and Jake Diebler have in mind because I hope they are some of the things we're talking about because that's what needs to happen. We'll come back. A lot of people in college football are freaking out about one college football program spending so much money on their roster. I'm going to tell you why you should not freak out about this coming up next. It's the afternoon show on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Delay on westbound 670 between International Gateway and Neal Avenue. And stop-and-go traffic is causing a 10-minute delay on westbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to the 71 East Split. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
When you're starting a home improvement project, a few big questions always come up. Who can I trust? Will they be there if something goes wrong? And lastly, how much is this going to cost me? At Newman Roofing, we've been answering those questions for over 30 years. As a family-owned and operated company that takes pride in every aspect of the job, with family members involved in each department of the company, we treat your home like it's our own. That means clear communication, no shortcuts, and a white glove experience from start to finish. And when it comes to cost, we get it. That's why we offer flexible financing options so you can get the quality your home needs at a price that works for your budget. Don't just take our word for it. With over 700 five-star reviews on Google, families across Central Ohio are sharing their Newman Roofing experience. For roofing, siding, and gutter solutions built around family, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that. which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com to get started. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting. Just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to newnordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies, scattered showers, breezy, and a couple thunderstorms too on this Thursday. Temperatures mid to upper 60s. Overnight we'll fall back down to around 60 degrees, and after a mild and breezy start to your Friday, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon. Not a washout and not too bad. Temperatures back in the mid 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy. I mean, this is a bit that's ending right now.
That's all.
But it's, I mean, this
over.
is saying one of them.
No.
Can't be. Never. Well, I mean, I don't know.
It's done.
It can be when you guys start. You can have plenty of this is one of them, but this right here.
They'll all be that.
That's right. Although, I'll tell you, I got home last night. I don't know if you guys saw this online. I saw this last night. A bunch of people tweeted me saying, well, guys, this was one of them. Yesterday's show, the end of Man and Bone. So
that's nice of people.
Thank you to all who said
that. Nice of them to lie to us.
That's exactly right, Teddy.
Oh, Teddy, you're not getting out of this deal.
No, not at all.
You're stuck.
Don't forget, Buckeye Show is coming up tonight, 6 o'clock. That will be Jeff Tito Thidoff and Tyvis Powell. And then after that, I don't know what we have next. Timmy, do you remember off the top of your head?
Well, the Reds already played, so
yeah.
It's a little thing called You'll See. I'm going to miss that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That is something I'm going to miss.
So I've seen a lot of headlines like this about Texas football. The astronomical amount that is being spent, the unsustainable amount of money on Texas football. Houston Chronicle is reporting that Texas is spiking their football spending this year from $20 million to between $35 and $40 million.
Woo-wee.
Now
they better win.
24/7 Sports disputed that the number is that high, so take that with a grain of salt. However, here's the thing.
Well, that's what we did last year as well. Is anyone ever going to get a firm number on what this is? Like, and really find out the real answer?
I'm sure there is one. I know a lot of the people online said it was around $20 million last year for Ohio State football.
Right.
Here's something to keep in mind. A lot of teams are factoring in the amount of money that is coming in from this settlement. Whenever that gets approved from the NCAA, there's going to be roughly $20 million in that for a lot of these schools. Or, I mean, there's more than that, but it depends on where they're going to allocate it.
And this number includes that $20.5 million in revenue sharing. But that is supposed to be revenue sharing for the entire athletics department. So I don't know. I don't know if anyone can stop you from putting all of that to football.
Yeah. Here's what I know.
I doubt that's what most are going to do, though.
Here's what I know. I do agree with people who say it's unsustainable. You're not going to see probably certainly not every athletic department is going to spend $40 million a year, $50 million a year. The number's just going to keep going up. It's not going to double every year, right? Numbers will go up. I do think that the revenue money will come up. I know a lot of schools are trying to shutter their NIL, arms of that because they're saying, well, now we have money to pay these players. Why do we have to go through NIL? I feel like until the NCAA schools either break away from the NCAA or the NCAA allows this rule where you say, right, these guys are employees, they sign contracts, and that's it. You're going to have some mix of NIL and revenue sharing combining because there's still going to be boosters. They still want to get their money to the players, and they're still going to try to do that. I will tell you there's probably more than a few boosters now who feel like they bit off more than they can chew. Don't you?
I think so.
And I think there's going to be some of them that will welcome this idea that, oh, hey, you've got revenue now from the school? All right. I may step back from this a little bit until my team maybe goes 8-5 or something like that.
And then we might decide to hop
jump back in.
Right. We need to boost things up again. I think there's going to be, like there was when NIL began, right?
Yeah.
A delicate dance where you don't even know what rule book you're playing with. You don't even know exactly. I think it's a little Annie Hockhausen going on. I don't know where I am or what I'm doing, but we're spending a lot of money on it. We know that we need to get some millionaires, borderline billionaires that have a lot of cash, and hopefully they want to throw it down to help their good old university have a great football team or men's basketball team or whatever they want to funnel money into. So I do think when people point to the revenue sharing and that $20.5 million, I still am on the side that the NIL arm still does need to be there because I don't think that that's going to be enough money to make everything work because you're just talking about a drop in the bucket at that number when it comes to what the TV contracts are and how many universities you're sharing that revenue with. You're still just giving a fraction of that gigantic number to the players.
Yeah.
You're still paying coaches gigantic salaries. And again, that's for the entire athletic department. There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable conversations about how football has to get the bulk of that, then men's basketball, then everything else.
Well, sure. But, one thing I won't hear during this whole period we're in with football money going up, I saw that Kentucky, I don't know if this has been, I think it's been refuted.
Oh, what did Kentucky
There was a
do?
rumor that they were, for basketball, going to spend around $20 million this year.
My goodness.
AJ DeBanza, who's going to BYU, number 1 or number 2 recruit in the country, depending on who you ask. He supposedly is getting north of $7 million this year. Arch Manning in this article on 3 is projecting that Arch Manning for Texas in football is getting $6.5 to $7 million.
I'm seeing 10 to 12 million kind of talked about out there for Kentucky's men's basketball program.
It's been back and forth.
Their coach.
Here's the thing. We can have a discussion on whether that's good or bad. We can have a discussion on if it's sustainable. Here's what I am not here to do. And I don't know how you feel about this, Timmy, but I personally don't want to hear from anyone who's like, guys, I don't know if our alumni and boosters can sustain this. Then don't. Then don't. Like, stop. I don't want to hear from rich guys whining about how expensive it is to have a football team. You want this. You want to pay these guys. You show up dangling the car keys in front of them, and then when they grab them out of your hands, you go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I only have 2 of these. Whoa, I didn't know everybody would want one. Don't sign up for you all clamored for this for decades. All of you have been handing money to these guys. You invite them to your tailgates. You want them to get their phone number so you can text with them. And now
maybe it's only fun if it's illegal, right?
Right.
Maybe it's only a good time if you could actually give someone a $100 handshake, give somebody a private bag, that kind of way. Maybe it's got to be below bar for it to really let the rich guys get off on
I don't feel bad for any booster who's like, oh, my pockets are empty. Well, then stop. And lose the access, lose their phone numbers.
You won't get your name on this,
right.
On the
private
bar,
right.
on the 100 level.
Yeah. And if that sucks, then Realize that that's the game you signed up for. That's the game you all wanted because you were fine with it when it gave you access. But when your pockets run dry and it costs you a little too much money, now you're crying and going, wait, we got to stop the freight train. You were pushing the track down the tracks. You were shoveling coal into it. Now you're saying the train's too far. No. I don't want to hear a word of that from you. If you're one of the rich guy boosters who's now going, I didn't know it was this expensive. Well, then stop doing it. No one is putting a gun to your head saying you have to give money to these programs. You chose this. You asked for it. You wanted it. You've got it. So keep paying.
Bone, did you also see what your guy Mike Florio wrote I don't know if you read this article about Texas's spending, and this was the headline was about how they're spending in that $35 to $40 million area on their roster.
Right.
And at the bottom, he tried to make a very Florio-like point.
Okay.
You'll like this. He said, while $45 million seems like a lot, remember this. The NFL's initial per-team salary cap way back in 1994 was $34.6 million. This year, it's $279.2 million.
Okay.
Thus, even though college football players finally will be getting paid, it's still a lot less money than what is and will continue to be available to NFL players. Well, again, kind of as you were saying, as it should be.
Right.
As it should be.
That's the way it goes.
I know I don't like to make this straight analogy because this college football makes way much more money than minor league baseball. So you can make a great case that you should be paid accordingly, but it is still the ground floor for these guys. They're coming from high school football, all right? Yeah. And they're getting a chance now to get paid. And while, yes, I do still think in terms of what the sport is making versus what they're earning doesn't quite add up, but this is all on their way to hopefully becoming big-time NFL players. They're getting something now, and that's the good start.
You're right, and I have long been a proponent of let these guys participate in the revenue that they're helping to create.
I have too.
Right.
I have too. And now they get to do that.
And I agree. There's times where I look around and go, whoa, wait a second. They're giving a guy $5 million. He's never played a down or a minute of college sports, whatever it is, whatever the sport is. And I get that can be not great. What I'm not going to hear from is the 32-year-old trust fund baby who's sitting on the golf course smoking daddy's cigarettes on daddy's golf cart saying, I think these kids are getting too much. I think they're entitled. Shut the F up. Shut the F up, rich kid complaining about this. You're participating. You're giving this away. You're doing it. Stop complaining if that's you. And you know who you are.
It's one thing when you're talking about, throwing the high school seniors $10 million offers and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Of course, there's too
type
much
of thing.
Yes.
Still will take a bit of an adjustment. And guys like Nico Iamaleava who think that they know what they're doing, and then they get humbled and they find out that the market's not there. That's all part of the living and learning with this.
Look how quick that happened.
Finding
for him,
out what you're worth.
He found out real quick.
He found out. He effed around and found out.
By the way, you know what though? That happens too in business sometimes. Sometimes you go start a new business or whatever. You think you've got it,
and then there's also that old principle of that's the cost of doing business.
It is. Yeah.
You want to be up top. You want to be the man. You got to beat the man. You got to pay the man.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you.
You get those cuts, though.
That's right. A big pile of crap avoided becoming the biggest pile of crap, just barely. I'll tell you what I mean in 2 minutes. The afternoon show on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is moving slow and causing a 10-minute delay on southbound 270 on the West Outer Belt between Tuttle Crossing Boulevard and I-70. And you're also going to hit a 10-minute delay on eastbound 33 between Refugee Road and Gender Road. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Let's go to the floor with some late-breaking developments on the markets, Jim.
Up things are down, down things are up.
Sounds like things
You
are...
don't understand. Right is left, lemons are sweet, spaghetti is cold, the milk is warm.
Okay, but are you seeing anything that maybe smart-minded money people should know about?
Yeah. Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Probably one of the most stable things you can do is an Apex Pros air conditioner tune-up.
Air conditioner tune-ups, you say?
Oh yeah, Apex Pros knows most expensive summer breakdowns can be prevented by getting a tune-up now.
Yes, it's known that a tuned-up AC lowers energy bills, which is important to...
Oh, this is unbelievable.
What, big sell-off? Huge increase?
No, I spilled coffee on my new shirt. Anyway, tune-up save on energy bills, plus make your air conditioner last years longer.
Good to know Apex Pros keeps things stable and predictable.
That's on my pants, too. This is the worst day. This is historic. You know that.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall is here. I'm T-Bone. Man and Bone final show was yesterday. New shows start Monday, May 12th. That is T-Bone and Tyvis, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. What do we say? 6 in the A. That's right.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
6 in the A.
Six. You got a problem with 6?
6 in the A.
What's wrong with 6?
Then
3 in the P.
You've got Common Man and Timmy starting at 3 in the P on Monday, May 12th.
That's right.
So, along with many other shows here, including Morning Juice, moving to the digital side, the HD3 signal, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. You can hear them. That'll be Tito and Bobby Carpenter together, also on their YouTube and on 10 TV Plus. Brandon Beam will be on Buckeye Show, 6 o'clock every night. The Rockies have been crap.
Oh, yeah.
Utter garbage this year. They have been so bad. They just had an 8-game losing streak that they snapped. Bretton Doyle, we all know him. He's great. He had a tie-breaking home run off of Chris Sale, who was the reigning NL Cy Young winner, in the third inning to get a 2-1 win over the Braves on Wednesday.
That's all they can muster up.
Yeah.
2 measly runs.
But you know what? It's better than the one run the Braves got against them.
It is.
Colorado, they had lost 16 out of their last 17 games, outscored by 78 runs. They are 5-25, but they avoided having the worst start in Major League Baseball, modern Major League Baseball history. That was the 1988 Baltimore Orioles through the first 30 games, who were 4-26, not 5-25. So they could have tied that if they'd lost that game to the Braves, but they did not.
Yes, and they would have been with them as the only teams since 1901 to lose at least 26 of their first 30 games.
Yeah.
Going back 124 years of baseball. Yeah. That's the kind of suck that you were about to be included in.
Oh, you're right.
They were adjacent to it.
Yeah. Trying to think of
good for the Orioles keeping that, though.
I'm trying to think of some of the worst, because if you're a Rockies fan, you have to be just like watching after 30 games. You're like, the season's over. This is toast. This is the worst.
Dude, I'm like that with Baltimore. I think they're done.
Yeah,
they don't have any pitching.
Yeah,
it's almost what everybody was saying about them in the offseason. Mike Elias, their GM. Hey, idiot! Like, you want to pay Corbin Burns? You're going to do something? Oh, no? Okay. Nope. This is the team you're going to have.
I don't understand when you have teams that seem to have potential, seem to have some progress going like the Orioles did. And
they had 101 wins 2 seasons ago.
And you don't.
And now this.
It's gross. I'm trying to think of the worst, like, just versions of my own team that I have watched over the years. Like where I have personally been invested.
Like Mike's White Sox.
Yeah, like last year. I'll give you an example.
Which was the worst.
Well, they were
the worst. They were historically the worst.
Rockies are coming for them. Not in baseball, but with the Columbus Crew here. Obviously, I've watched a lot of Crew soccer over the years. 2006, I want to say, was the year. 2006 or 2007, but I feel like it was 2006. They were just one of the worst teams I'd ever seen. They had gotten a new coach, Siggy Schmid, and he basically came in and said, none of these guys are getting the job done, or very few of them are. We're going to have to clean house. And I'm telling you, Timmy, I feel like between 2006, 2007, they must have gone through like 50 players, where you'd see a guy, he'd be there for 3 weeks, then you'd
gone.
never hear from him again. And then there'd be another guy in his same position. He'd be there for 4 weeks and then gone. And I went to a lot of those games. I had season tickets. I went to those games. I sat there. I actually, in 2007, after the 2007 season, they barely missed the playoffs. I had season tickets for a few years in a row. I called up my ticket rep and said, hey, I hate to do this, but until they make the playoffs,
you're out.
I'm not buying season tickets. I pulled that move. Didn't hurt that I had gotten married. We had more stuff going on. I didn't have as much time to go, but I also was like, no, I'm not going to do this every weekend if this is how it's going to be.
Well, I mean,
that was right before 2008. In 2008, they won MLS Cup, so I went back and bought season tickets.
For starters, just things that I just had to double check this, but Teddy, your Reds are only a few years removed from the 100-loss season in 2022.
Yeah, that was
their second 100-loss season. They lost 101 games in 1982 and finished dead last as well. I am also thinking about this is how bad it was in the mid-90s for Buckeye basketball, because I'm thinking about 16 and 19, as I should, and as you all should. 16 and 19, crazy. I mean, just crazy bad with where you should be and how you should be operating. To be 3 games under 500 and 5 and 15 in the Big Ten, that was just devastating. Now, you go back to the Randy Ayers years in the mid-90s. My God, how did you people put up with it?
There were some lean times.
What was that? 94, 95, 6 and 22. You should be gone, out. And then you get a chance to go 8 and 22 in 97, 98. I think that was Jim O'Brien's first year, right? That was. So
I
Ayers
feel like
out.
that's right.
So it went from Ayers into the Jim O'Brien year, but the 6 and 22. And then 10 and 17 and 10 and 17, and then it's bye-bye, and then 8 and 22 as you try to build that thing back up. Then it got better, but then there were sanctions.
If I'm remembering correctly, it was when you lost that Jimmy Jackson core team where you had all those great dudes on that roster. It was right after Jimmy Jackson left, and then the bottom fell out of 2 years later is what I want to say what did with Randy Ayers. And
it was Doug Etzler and Antonio Watson were leading the charge on that team.
Was there a Jamie Bosley? Maybe on one of those years I'm missing it.
Not on 94, 95. I'm looking at it. Ricky Dudley was one of the guys.
That was Ricky Dudley.
13.3 points per game and 7.5 boards. That was a legit
highlight.
Sport guy.
Yeah, playing tight end for the Buckeyes and also that.
But they didn't win. They didn't win anything.
Teddy, you remember what I'm talking about?
Jamie Bosley
and a couple other dudes. Didn't they get thrown out? Or
Charles Killer Macon.
Yeah. They got told to go home because I want to say they were breaking into cars. You remember that?
There was a time period there where the guys were doing some bad things.
Oh, it was Timmy.
They had the whole freshman
early
class.
90s, you thinking?
It was around the same time.
Randy Ayers.
It's the Randy Ayers era you're talking about there in the mid-90s.
Lawrence Funderburk was on the teams in the early
It was right
after
the Jim Jackson era. After he left.
Yeah. Exactly right. The bottom fell out there, and it was just bad dudes. And
they brought him in, and they were like a top 5 class in the nation, or
it
whatever.
Wasn't that. And it was they didn't pan out,
and they weren't. Yeah, they weren't good.
They were good guys.
They were doing bad stuff. Most of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. If we had the social media we had now, it would have been probably 10 times worse. Because then there'd probably all kinds of stuff they were getting into that we never found out about because no one had a camera and no one was posting it on Instagram the second it happened. But that's the stuff we did find out about that was bad enough with that roster. Yeah, that was many years ago.
What about when you talk about Ohio State football in that 2011 season? The one where they lost the 6 game. Actually, they lost 7 because they played the bowl game. They elected to play the bowl game. Everybody is talking about how you should be taking a sanction. You should be self-imposing a bowl ban, try to get this thing over and done with. And then, of course, 2012 comes along. They make you take the bowl ban, and you're undefeated in Urban Meyer's first year. And that was a team where Notre Dame was not equipped to go and face Alabama in the national championship game.
Well, and it wouldn't have been Alabama. It would have been you.
It wouldn't have been Alabama. It would have been you.
Because Notre Dame was
the top seed.
They
got like 42-3 or 42-6 something.
Am I wrong? Was that Manti Te'o year?
Yeah.
2012?
Yes.
Was that it?
Yes. It had to be.
I think that's right.
Lene Kakua.
My God. Yeah, that was, anyway, that whole thing.
Now I'm thinking about the Lene Kakua bit. We allowed to play that?
I mean, I don't know. We probably are. I'd have to find it. That's the bigger problem is trying to find it so quickly.
Did you come across that one at all in the last 2 weeks when you were thinking of
You know what?
sound?
I don't know.
Things
of
get
all the
lost in
things
the
we
sauce,
played, I don't think that one got played of all the things we did. We talked. I feel like we talked about it recently, but
that one tickles me. I can hear Mike doing the, okay, but now I'm dead now. Okay, I got to go. Bye-bye. I'm sick.
What a fun bit.
Oh,
that was.
my gosh.
Stupid bit.
Poor Manti Te'o.
He's on TV all the time now.
He is.
I
He's
see
looking
him
good.
constantly. Oh, yeah. He looks great.
Got a strong jaw.
You know what?
Thick head.
I'm sure it sucked to go through all that. I'm sure it was very trying.
It was.
But comes out on the other side, and he seems like he's doing well now. So that's good to see. I'm happy for him.
Get past the catfishing.
Yep.
Don't let it beat you down.
You wonder if he ever goes out and someone says, "Oh, you got to try the catfish here," and he's like, "No, just stop. We're not. Just don't bring anything catfish to me." Bodie's got the Notre Dame shirt on. I know. Bodie's waving his shirt in
Bodie's
there.
giving me signals. What you talking about Manti? Hey, I stand with Manti. I stand by Manti.
Hey, you know what? He was a great player. Great player. The stories were a little...
He is the definition of a good, clean boy.
Absolutely. And you know what should be said? The reporters. How did you guys screw all that? No one thought to check on this dude until a couple days before. No one thought to check his story until a couple days before the game.
Heisman ceremony, or
no, before the game. Remember, it was the week of the game where they're like, actually, it looks like Lene Kekua may not be a real person.
What game was it? It was just a primetime game that week. What?
No,
how did it all blow up?
No. It was during the season. They kept bringing up that this was happening, and his girlfriend had died, and
there was a big game where he was super emotional.
Yeah, and then it came out around the time of either, I want to say, the national championship game. It was the week before or the week of, where they were like, actually, she's not real, and it's a guy that's pranking him.
It's Marquez Tuiasosopo, actually. It's a former NFL quarterback. It's not. It was his nephew.
No, it wasn't. It was his nephew.
It was a Tuiasosopo.
It
guy
was.
That played for Washington, and I think played for the Raiders in the NFL. God. To his nephew.
That's one that, I mean, again, I know we're missing a little of the detail,
what a
but
time to be alive.
When I first read that story, I remember my jaw hitting the desk and going, I've never seen anything like this.
Who would that happen to at the Fan?
Getting, what, catfish?
Yeah. Who would get just hooked like that?
See, here's the problem. I'm very gullible, but I'm never going to answer anything like that because I'm married and kids and all that, but
I've been on, once you're a certain level of being an adult, you're on the lookout. Everyone's scamming you.
Yeah,
right?
You would think, right?
Dom's the one guy that actually likes to talk to the scammers on the phone just to F with them.
He does. He calls them up.
Who are you? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, you're not right.
Back page.
No, you're not going to get my social security number.
Back page when we come back. It's the afternoon show on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 270 on the east outer belt before 670. And you're looking at a 10-minute slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between I-70 and Cook Road. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Summer 2025 is bringing something wild to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens this summer, a reimagined zoo region inspired by your national parks. Get ready to get up close with Mexican wolves, black bears, river otters, bald eagles, and more in breathtaking new habitats. Discover local wildlife and conservation in action like never before. Plan your visit today. Visit columbuszoo.org for details.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Want to learn about Pick 4 from the Ohio Lottery? Okay, Pick 4 is a daily draw game where you pick 4 individual numbers between 0 and 9 that can be played straight, where each number must be drawn in an exact order or box where they can be drawn in any order. You can win up to $2,500 on a 50-cent bet. Learn more at OhioLottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want to go back to the radio? Okay.
Oh, hey, a fan show where you can be the star. Sundays at 11 is the new fan call-in show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Your calls, your tweets, your voicemails, your opinions. You can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. The fan call-in show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Sundays at 11 on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When you're on the go, every minute counts. Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup helps you make the most of every second. Get all your weekly shopping done online, quickly and easily, from wherever you are, whenever you want. Have your Meijer order delivered to your home by the service awarded #1 in grocery delivery. Or pick it up yourself while out and about, whatever works for your schedule. The good life is in reach with Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup. See Meijer.com for details.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Final segment of the program. Timmy Hall is here. I'm T-Bone. Now, joined by the hosts of the Buckeye Show tonight, Jeff Tito Thidoff and Tyvis Powell. Hey, guys.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, that didn't die, huh?
No.
I thought yesterday was the last time ever.
Never dies.
Speaking of that.
Never dies.
Yes.
So when Tim asked me to do the Buckeye Show Friday night, I thought this will be great. I get to do the final Common Man and T-Bone show and come in and do the last back page and all that stuff.
No. Yeah.
Had a tuxedo rented, had a cake made.
Oh, my gosh.
All that stuff.
Right.
And then I found out yesterday that your last show was yesterday.
Yeah, that's a shame that we don't get to see that.
Well, you know what, though? I would actually like to see Tito in the tux.
I was going to tap and everything.
Well, you used to tap.
Yeah, I know. I was going to do it for you guys because always asked me to do it, but now that the show's dead, who knows? I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe in 10 years when they bring it all back together again. You never know. We'll see.
T-Bone Torg, I'll do it for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's
there you go.
It's 3 of us in here who's having lifestyle changes, and then there's one that's not.
Do you see what's in this cup right here? Do you know what that is?
Grey Goose.
It's a strawberry vegetable smoothie.
See, that's not even what I was talking about when I said lifestyle change.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about as far as morning.
Really? My life's not changing in the mornings at all on May 12th?
That's who he's talking about. Is the three of us. And Timmy's the one with not a lifestyle.
Tim was on the Buckeye Show.
My lifestyle's changing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't have
I'm
to,
switching a show.
You don't have to get up early.
Tyvis, he's going to show up, instead of showing up at noon, he's going to show up at noon. It's really going to suck. I don't know how he's going to do it. He's going to leave here. Instead of leaving at 8, he'll leave at 6, but he'll still show up at noon. Wow.
I mean, 11:30, 11:45.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. How are you guys planning for the, because Tito, you're doing with Bobby Carpenter, you're going to be Morning Juice, 6 to 8 in the HD3, YouTube, and 10
Sounds
TV+.
like kind of spacey, but yeah, like we're out there, it's like a universal show.
You guys got your own studio.
We
They've been
did.
tearing up a studio just for you guys, which was great. So now we'll have 2 studios with cameras. Just what I wanted. More chances to see us on TV. Great.
I'm excited about it. It'll be fun. I like doing the Morning Juice now when I fill in for Beamer, and it's makes for a long day, but it's fun. It's easy. Yeah.
Tyvis, have you figured out how to show up more than
Fun and
15 minutes before the show at 6 a.m.? Because you're going to be getting some texts and calls if it's 5:45 in the a.m. I will be like, where are you?
You a panic?
Well, just because it's 5:45, it's 6 o'clock. I can't call Tim up and be like, hey, he's going to be asleep.
First of all,
So I can get here from Hilliard in about 14
everybody's
minutes.
asleep is what I'm
One thing
saying.
you shouldn't do is ever worry about me.
Okay, good.
If I say I'm going to be somewhere,
Like at
then I'm gonna be
5:28,
there.
you'll be there.
Whether it's 5:28, whether it's 5:59, I still will be here on time.
That's
I use the Cardell pizza excuse.
Well, then it sounds like you should have said, I'll be there by 5:46.
Yeah.
That's probably what you should have said.
What difference does that make?
Well, that's the time you arrived.
After yesterday, you said, "Oh, I'm always here at 5:28." You all said you were retiring to you guys. You lied on both counts.
You just did a big whole look at me thing, looky here, about how you don't have to worry about me, but you just missed it.
No, was I here on time?
You said
you said you were going to be here a certain time.
No, I didn't.
You did yesterday.
Did I say that?
Yes.
He said 5:30.
I say a lot of things.
You know what? Tyvis,
that's why you're going to be on the radio.
I totally understand where you're coming from, because
if you were mine, we wouldn't have you.
First few years of our marriage, I would talk to my wife, and she was like, had the same problem where I would say, listen, I told you I would arrive. I didn't say what time. It's all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's different than what you expect. That's all.
I'll be here. I just wanted to tell the world that I know I get on here and I talk a lot about pizza, and today I experienced something today. I tried a different type of pizza. See, because all pizza is similar, but this one was different.
Whoa.
Yes, it is. This one was different, and I have to give credit where credit's due. Cardell Jones was like, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to take you to try this hibachi pizza. And I said, hibachi pizza? That's like an oxymoron. That doesn't even go together. So I'm in my head, I'm trying to picture, what is this pizza going to look like? Well, he goes and gets this nice large size pizza. And I open it up, and it's literally a pie, but it's rice, shrimp, chicken, vegetables, yum sauce, and teriyaki sauce.
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Hibachi pizza.
Exactly. So I take a slice of it, and he says, it's going to change your life. And I got a little thin piece of it. And I ate it, and I was like, man, this is pretty good. Next thing I know, I ate like 4 pieces.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, I'm bloated.
What was it called again?
I got to unbuckle my pants.
I looked it up. It's Sloopy's Pizza. Where did you get this?
This is in Sandusky.
Sandusky. Right there next to Cleveland, as we all know. Just a quick little
quick
pizza.
jaunt.
45-minute drive over there, and now you're going down 23.
I was in Cleveland today. Cardell rolled back with me. We decided to take a detour.
That's a little bit of a detour. Why don't you just go to Put-in Bay?
That's good.
I mean, we was right there.
Head up to Kelly Island.
I was thinking, while I was there, I thought a lot about Cedar Point and how I want to go.
I was going to say, yeah,
that's fine.
They got a new coaster coming in this year, like they always
Top
do.
Thrill Dragster, too.
Setting records.
There you go.
That's something else, actually.
Tito, what's coming up on the Buckeye Show before we forget?
What's not coming up on the Buckeye Show? We
Right.
had Kevin McGuff coming on at 6:15 to talk about the women's hoops team and where they're at. They got a couple people in.
New commit in the transfer portal.
New commit. School that didn't win it all in football last year is putting its money where its mouth is, and there's a change in the CBS Sports Classic and lots of Tyvis.
Oh, there you go. Lots of Tyvis. Buckeye Show is next. Back pages now.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
All right, guys. Jordan Hudson. That is the girlfriend of Bill Belichick. She is 24 years old. However,
Jordan Houston can sing.
That's right, yeah. Jordan Hudson, however, her 64-year-old ex-boyfriend is defending her. Now, this comes from last year, actually. The article's from June of last year.
64-year-old ex.
Yes.
She was already with an old dude.
Yes.
Before Bill.
This article from last year, when people found out about this relationship, they were saying, what's going on here? Well, her former boyfriend says that she is, quote, wise beyond her years. His name is Joshua Zuckerman, a businessman, and he says, similar to what Bill Belichick says, they bonded years ago, several years ago, over psychology, philosophy, and nature, and then they became romantic. Now I'm doing the math, Timmy, because Belichick would have met her when she was 20.
Oh, whoa.
This guy is saying, I knew her before that. Several years ago.
That's more than a couple, right?
I have so many questions
That was more than a couple?
What, did you go to the prom with her? Like, what?
Anyway,
what was this?
We need to look up Joshua Zuckerman. I have so many questions for you. Why don't you sit over here? Chris Hansen would like a word.
Come on over here.
Come on over here. Sit down.
Come on over here. Sit down here with
Come on, have a
me.
seat. Yeah.
All right. Buckeye Show is next. T-Bone and Tyvis tomorrow, 3 to 6. We will see you then. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware that northbound 315 between 161 and 270 on the north outer belt is currently closed due to an accident. And you're going to hit a 10-minute delay due to a disabled vehicle in the left lane on eastbound 70 on the east side after James Road. It will be stop and go from Livingston Avenue. This report is sponsored by NJM Insurance. While some insurance companies use gimmicks to get your attention, NJM would rather focus on putting their policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com to learn more. I'm Nicole on 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Spring into a new vehicle at Crown Automotive Group of Dublin. Luxury, power, and adventure, all waiting for you. Explore our vast selection of exquisite Mercedes-Benz, the all-new rugged Ineos Grenadier, and the powerful lineup of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. Crown Automotive Group in Dublin is proud to be the only dealership in Columbus awarded a J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence Award for the customer sales experience. Visit Crown Automotive Group of Dublin on Perimeter Drive in Dublin or online at crowncarsdublin.com. Crown Automotive Group, the better way to buy.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, you're the Carfax guy.
The Carfax from Carfax.
Wow.
And you, sir, work at Tire Discounters.
I sure do.
The Carfax top-rated service center.
Oh, right. You know, a lot of that's because of our services. But people think we're just about tires.
Maybe it's your name.
Yeah?
Tire Discounters. And your jingle.
Oh, you like it?
I think it needs something.
Yeah? Like what?
Hit it. Plus brakes, oil changes, shocks, and struts, and more. Now that speaks to me.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back.
Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by two things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your four-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have you road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com.